Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back. Random show. What's happening? What's crack-a-lacking? What's the deal? What's the vibe? What's the dealio? What's the situation? Welcome back to the random show. Hope you're doing well. My throat's a bit raspy at the moment because the allergies and stuff. You know the vibes. But I hope you're well wherever this show may find you. Hope you're all doing swimmingly. We're back again with another random show. Today one won't be super long. I'll come back later on for a quick long one. This might be a little bit, this might be just probably 2 hours. I'm going to try and get this in for the 2 hour mark. So sit back, relax, let's stream and let's talk about some shit. But we got some shit to cover. We're going to cover the, Brendan's Toontown episode #1. I had my initial reaction to the trailer and I said I think it might be good, it might be okay, but I'm eager to see what the actual episode looks like. And it's about 13 minutes, so we're gonna check that out, and we've got a few other clips to check out as well along the way. So big up everybody in the stream chat hanging in there. Appreciate every single one of you, and we're gonna crack in straight away. First thing we want to talk about before we get going with all the other stuff, right? I want to quickly look at this video courtesy of Too Lazy to Try. I haven't seen it yet. It says Tom Segura trashes BERT Kreischer. I've not seen it for 7 days ago. I know it's a bit old, but let me just quickly see this and see what the vibe is, because I don't know what is going on there. And if that's not so good, we'll switch over to podcast Cringe and check out the BERT Kreischer v Shane Gillis one, because I'm eager to see what the update is with BERT at the moment. So let's see what I on. So first things first, let's go with Too Lazy to Try and see what's happening with that guy, because I haven't seen his videos in a while. So let me see what he's saying. Too Lazy to Try. Yeah, big up everybody in the stream chat. Big up, big up, big up. Join in, join in, join in. Make sure you're joining in. Let's go with this video first. Let's see what he says here. Tom Segura trashes BERT Kreischer. What's happening here? Let's see. Big up Too Lazy to Try as well. Make sure you subscribe to that guy. Come on, son. Let's go. Load for me if you don't mind. Load for me if you don't mind.
Alright, so it looks like Tom Segura and BERT Kreischer have pretty much given up on the Two Bears 1K podcast, or at least the original format of it, because it's been over a month at this point since they've released a podcast with both of them in it. Like, the last one they did together was in September, and the previous 6 have been guest episodes, which I think they just do because it only requires one of them, and they're really busy touring. And also, I think Bert still lives in LA and Tom lives in Austin, so they're barely keeping this podcast together, and you can tell it's definitely on the back burner for them. And also,
to be fair, I don't think they're falling out though. I just think they're just both making. It's probably a great time, because I feel like Bert's made it a point already before, right, that he got jealous before when Tom was really successful and he wasn't. It's probably good. It's probably for the best that they're both making money at the same time, because I couldn't imagine. Can you imagine how much difficult it would be to film a show with your friend when he's Bert and you're like some, smaller comedian that's struggling to pay the bills? So it's probably for the best that they're both blowing up at the same time. Like, they're both older guys too. I think Tom might be in his 50s as well. So they're middle-aged men, and this is the one part of the reason why I think I kind of don't take Tom's like heel turn, where he's been a bit of a douche and he's kind of let the money get to his head. I don't take it too much to heart, is because Tom is only 44. No way, Josie. God damn it. That's a strong 44, isn't it? Okay, cool. Anyway, shit, he's 44. Fuck. Okay, fair play. Yikes. Anyway, one of the reasons why I don't think that Tom is doing that bad of his heel turn, why I understand it, is because I feel like it's the one time in their career where they're ever going to have this level of fame. They're never going to be as famous as they are right now. So I understand why they are striking while the iron is hot, and they're basically trying to get as much as they can out of this moment, whether it's movies, whether it's shows, whether it's going on tour. They're just trying to squeeze as much as they can out of it. And unfortunately for them, it happens at the same time that they were launching that podcast today. I mean, Two Bears 1K, so not Too Lazy to Try. And, it started off pretty well on a good premise, and then it kind of fell off. But I think I understand, I kind of get it. and they're basically just trying to make it work in between time. What are you guys saying here? Oh yeah, big up Austin Casey, big up Young Old Vibes, appreciate all of you here. Ago, are you going to get a copyright strike if you do Toontown? Now it should be fine. Toontown should be fine. The copyright strike I got because of Chris, and he's got a production company and shit, all that stuff. The Toontown stuff should be fine. I don't think he's, you know what I mean? And even if it is, I won't get a copyright strike, but they might just take the AdSense, and I don't care about that stuff. I just want to watch along. I don't know. When it comes to YouTube, I treat it differently. I'm not really like bothered about the AdSense money and if it's monetized. I just want to watch videos. I don't care if you take the money on the back end because it's your video, your content, and I'm reacting to it. Fair play. Take it all. I don't give a fuck. But it's just it's the like, they don't even let you view it. The video gets blocked or it gets deleted. It's like, come on, man. Like, I'm reacting to the content. It's already on there. I'm pushing people to it anyway. And I've got a small audience. Not as if I'm taking away any of your views. But anyway, whatever. Let's continue with the video.
Also, to make it easier, they bank episodes, so they record a bunch in advance and then release them over a month or two. Like if they ever talk about any current events, it's usually something that happened around a month ago. Like the most recent episode with Colin Quinn, he brings up the Lauren Boebert Beetlejuice scandal thing where she was vaping at the play and then groping her boyfriend. And he said it happened just the other day, but this happened back in mid-September. So their fans are definitely starting.
Yo. How do you guys enjoy this? Do you guys enjoy this type of content when people backlog? The most I've ever done is with the Taz show. When I've done Taz, I might have recorded like 3 shows in one day and then I've dropped them all in a week. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But I've never done what these guys do where they literally record like whenever and they bank shows. So they record a podcast in fucking September and then drop it in November. Are you insane? That is so long in podcast terms, in content terms. That's crazy.
Starting to lose interest. I think people are checking out because, you could just tell this is on cruise control for Bert and Tom, and they're just doing whatever to put out a podcast each week. It doesn't matter what the quality is. It doesn't matter if they're both there. It doesn't matter if the podcast is over a month old. They're just doing what they can to put out an episode each week. And it sounds like a good amount of their fans would rather have the podcast.
So it definitely is a cash grab, isn't it? That's the thing. If you're a fan of them, there's nowhere else to spin this. This is definitely a cash grab. They could easily end the podcast, but because it makes too much money, because they still get good views, isn't it? Like, if I'm going to check them now, let me see. Let's see, 2 Bears, 1 Cave. I bet you the views are still quite high, because 2 Bears, 1 Cave is on the Your Mum's House channel, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. It's on the Your Mum's House channel too. So they get on average 200k videos, 200k views, sorry, on 2 Bears, 1 Cave, 200k plus. So it's too profitable not to, like, kill it, basically. Yeah, they haven't got a single episode that's below 200k. Everything is 200k plus. Fucking hell.
Cast like every other week or just a couple times a month, as long as it went back to the original format. So it's pretty bad when people are saying they don't care to watch an episode unless Bert and Tom are together, because usually if it was just Tom, people are like, oh, thank God Bert's not there. I can finally listen to this one without him interrupting every second. But now,
yeah, exactly, Young Old Vibes. The laziness of comedians is beyond, like, and it's funny because I think we're all lazy, right? We'd all like to make the most money from doing the least amount of work. Most of us would like that if that was an option, but it's not. So you just work hard and you try and make as much as you can to support yourself and your family, wherever it may be. But these guys, they fucking talk to us about their work ethic or their work ethnic ad nauseum, just beating us over the head about how much they work, about the craft, about getting up on stage, about doing sets and reps, going on the road, bang, 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 bang. But in the end, when they get successful, if anything, they basically turn down the output and they just get into laziness mode. They just go through the motions. Whatever they can do, they do, but they don't ever really try and make the shows interesting, book interesting. That's why I give Theo Vaughn a lot of credit. Theo could easily just rest on his laurels and just do his own solo pod, bank it, go through the motions and make the money. But he pushes himself. He always gets interesting guests. The shows are always super funny. They're recorded really well, lit well, sound well, all that good stuff. He spends a bunch of money on it anyway. Plus he's stand-up, so you can see he's actually grinding. As opposed to the other guys, it's just like they're literally going through the motions. You know what I mean? If they could get away with doing a fucking pod like Tim Dillon in their actual bed, they would actually do it.
Now at this point, it sounds like fans are getting kind of sick of seeing guests, and they'd rather just have Bert and Tom on the podcast, because that's why they originally started listening to it, and they want to listen to it because they want to laugh. You know, it's supposed to be a comedy.
Exactly. And if you remember, sorry, I keep cutting them off. If you remember the first episode of Two Bears, One Cave, they were talking about never having guests anyway. That was the whole point. It was about having them two sit there and just shit talk, make each other laugh and talk about, their come up or whatever it may be. But it was never meant to be a guest-centric show. That's why it was so successful in the beginning, because there was kind of like this weird dynamic where, Tom basically kind of was getting annoyed with Bert. Bert would try and make Tom laugh. Like, that was kind of like their dynamic. So they started off saying, we're never going to fucking have guests. Now they have all the guests.
Comedy podcast. But when it's Tom just sitting there interviewing another comedian about the industry, usually it's not very entertaining. It's not funny. I don't think they're really even trying to be funny most of the time. And it seems like Tom is starting to take himself more serious. But Bert, at least when he's on the podcast, he'll be saying a bunch of stupid and outrageous shit they can laugh at. So at least he provides some entertainment to the show. But usually when it's just Tom interviewing a comedian, it can be pretty boring. And like the most recent episode, even though Bert's not there, they still talked about him quite a bit. And those were probably the funniest parts of the podcast. Like towards the end, Colin Quinn brought him up and Tom started doing a Bert impression, and I'll give it to him, this was pretty funny.
You could get a lot of money.
I'm just gonna sit him down and go, Bert, I love what you're bringing is something, because he does bring a whole energy that's amazing.
Yes, and a lot of words. They're not all coherent, but there's a lot of words.
And I'm gonna say, Bert, here's what we're gonna do with the act, and he'll be like, oh, I love this idea.
What is it?
Say, Bert,
shirt on or shirt off?
The shirt comes off. The shirt coming off is good. It's a nonverbal thing that's really beautiful. And at the end, the grand thing is going to be you taking your shirt off.
I love it.
Now, Bert, it's not going to be cheap.
Yeah, good. Yeah, tell us, what kind of price range are we in here?
And also in the beginning of the podcast, they're talking about Bert, and Tom mentioned how Bert is always asking him to do shows and go on tour and do guest spots and go on his cruise. But Tom, he turns all that down. He's never accepted any of his offers. And it sounds like he gets annoyed that Bert even asks him. And the way Tom talks about his cruise, it's like his worst nightmare, like the last thing he'd ever want to do. Probably because he doesn't want to have to interact with pores. But also it just sounds like overall he gets kind of sick of being around Bert. Like also at one point during the podcast, Tom mentions his...
Actually, let me see if I can find it. Did you guys see the video of the cruise, actually? Let me see if I can find it. Please, let me see if I can find it. Let's see if Bert Kreischer put on his fucking Twitter. That might be a good way to see it. But there was someone actually posted a video of the fucking cruise that he does. Oh my God. It looked rancid. I'm not too sure if this is your type of fun, but let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, big up Sarlux. Yes, my friend, it was a mic cord. I think you mentioned it, somebody else mentioned it. So big up whoever mentioned in the chat about the mic cord. They were right. It was the mic cord. The mic cord gave out on me, but it's fine because I bought this cable 2 years ago and I weirdly bought them in a pack of 2. So I had one lying around, like a brand new one. I was like, oh, fucking amazing. So happy I had it. So yeah, big up Sarlux. Yeah, it was the cable. It wasn't anything else, actually the cable. So I'm happy about that because the complaints I'm getting about the mic, the headset mic is hilarious, man. People hate bad audio. That's one thing I realized with YouTube. People hate bad audio. They can probably put up with potato. I think people would prefer you have a potato camera, like I have like a shitty webcam, than have a brilliant SLR thing or whatever, but then have a DSLR, sorry, but then have a fucking headset mic. People hate that shit. Let me see if I can find it. Where did I see it? Was it on Bert Kreischer's fucking Twitter? Maybe it's Instagram. Let me see if I can get it. Bear with me a second. I'm going to try and find this, right? But there was a video of his fucking cruise. And I swear to God, it looked like a place where you would legitimately catch an STD from putting your hand somewhere. It looked absolutely rancid. Yeah, people say audio is key. Yeah, oh, exactly. Audio is king. I love that. Audio is king clip is so good. Oh, I can't find it. But when I clip this up anyway, I will probably put this in a clip and I'll edit it in. But you need to see this video. If I find it later, I'll try and get it. But that video is honestly one of the worst things I've seen in my life. It's such a bad atmosphere for the fucking thing. But anyway, let's continue. Let's continue with the video.
Disdain for alcoholics and just like loud, obnoxious drunk people, which is basically Bert's whole personality.
the 6-7 show club gigs has really made a disdain for alcoholics and like for drunk behavior.
Yes.
Throw me where like
I hate them.
I can be in a non-performance setting, and when someone's drunk, I just start to go like, I just want to get the fuck out of here, you know, like that loud, obnoxious shit.
Yeah.
Because you perform to it, and you realize there's almost no way to defeat it at a certain point.
So I'm sure Bert and Tom are
Isn't he talking about Bert as well? That's kind of mad, isn't it?
still good friends, but maybe they are getting kind of sick of each other at this point, or at least Tom is getting sick of Bert.
Well, one person's becoming professional, right? Tom is basically trying to Joe Rogan himself, and Bert's still firmly in the hacky, I drink booze, adult frat boy type of thing. I wonder if that's is that an actual personality, or is that a character? Is Bert one of many in your? Because we don't really have a lot of them in the UK. We have lads, we have like lager lads, but they're just adults. But this kind of persona, this kind of personality you have in America, where there's like, it's a person that hasn't refused to grow up. Basically, he's still stuck in college. He's still that party boy in college, and he's in his 50s. That's really odd. Again, in the UK, we have people here that are just like, you know, lager louts and stuff. They drink a lot of beer, they get a bit fucked up, but you don't really have the personality of somebody that's like holding on to their school years in their 50s. It's just like, you're 50 now, do you know what I mean? No one gives a fuck. But Bert's unique in that in his head, he still thinks he's that college kid, you know? That's a really smart bit about it. But yeah.
And maybe that's another reason why they haven't done a podcast together in over a month at this point. And, you know, I'm sure this is why Tom doesn't want to go on tour with him either, because he just doesn't want to be around loud, obnoxious, drunk people.
Exactly.
Like, Tom seems to be taking himself more seriously, but Bert, he still acts like he's in college. You know, he's always going to be a party animal, even though I think he did stop drinking, or he stopped drinking as much. I'm sure he still does drink, but I just don't think Tom is interested in dealing with his behavior anymore, and I think he's kind of outgrown him. Like Bert, he mentioned on another podcast that if it weren't for Two Bears, One Cave, they would barely talk anymore. And then just the way Tom talks about working with Bert outside of the podcast, it sounds like his worst nightmare. Like Tom said that he told Bert they could give him all the money they made from the cruise, and there's still no chance he would do it, which I guarantee Bert did not handle well. I mean, it is pretty insulting if Tom said that to him, and it's kind of insulting to his fans. And it's funny because Tom's acting like they have completely different fan bases, and he's offended that Bert would say that they have a similar audience. But I mean, they definitely do. Like, obviously they do a huge podcast together and their fans overlap, but I think Tom's trying to act like he's above Bert, and Bert asking him to go do this cruise ship show is ridiculous. And it's funny because just in my last video I was talking about how it's surprising Tom manages to put up with Bert, but during this podcast you could tell Tom lets it out, and he's definitely annoyed with Bert constantly asking him to do shows. And this gets brought up because Colin Quinn mentions how Bert's always asking him to do stuff and he always turns it down, and it sounds like he kind of gets annoyed by it, but he's more polite about it than Tom is.
Yeah.
And they said, Bert wants you to come and do a couple of guest spots on the tour.
Yeah.
And my manager, my agent, they're both like, Bert wants you to come. These are great tours. I go, I'm not going to do Bert's. Look, here's the thing about comedy. I love Bert. But I'm saying, it's like anything else. Not everybody has the same audience.
No, they don't.
You know what I mean? That's just, nobody even thinks about this. Like,
No.
hey, you're exposed to a different audience. Yeah, an audience is going to be like, first of all, they probably have a vague idea who I am. They're not interested. I'm not interested. Everybody go their separate way. You know what I mean? So when you see Bert, tell him thank you. Stop making offers. I'm not going to be saying no the rest of my life.
By the way, just so you know,
Christ.
I have rejected everything he's ever
Anyway,
and then he'll be like, he goes, dude, you know we have the same audience, right? And I go, no, we fucking don't.
hold on, let me see, right? I think I've got the video. I think I found it. I think it's not the full thing that I need, but this is going to give you a gist of the fully loaded thing, because it sounded, oddly enough, the clip looks exactly how Bert describes it. So either you're into it or you're not. But let's see. I think it was fully loaded. That's it. Fully loaded cruise. It's one of the first couple of videos I saw there. There we go. Here it is. Here it is. You see this video? This is from I think a couple of weeks ago. Let me see if I can find it here. Who's it by? Someone called there we go. Wild Up Adventures. This one. Look at what this fully loaded cruise looks like. God damn it, bro. You have to be a certain type of person to find this type of stuff fun. So I can understand why Tom is a little bit snobbish about, trying to entertain Bert's audience. Look at this. They're doing a belly flop challenge thing, I'm assuming, but just look at it. Look at the mass of people on the cruise, the pool, I don't know, man. This makes me want to vomit in my mouth. Can you imagine the amount of first aid kits they have to have in this cruise? The amount of people that are busting their knees, walking upstairs, drunk. Can you imagine trying to get a night's sleep on that cruise? Can you imagine trying to sleep, trying to turn down, trying to catch some shut eye, right? Or just enjoy a sandwich quietly? It's never gonna happen. Everybody there looks like they're on fucking level 100. Don't get me wrong, it looks kind of fun. But it also looks like the type of place where if you're not on that sort of time, you will hate every minute of it, you know? There is no in between. You go looking to turn up or you just don't go because you're on a cruise. Once you're out on sea, you ain't going back.
Jesse, shut this motherfucker down!
Oh shit, Jesse!
Jesse, I'm about to jump on your back!
I've asked Miss Pat on the mic.
Just take him home, mama. Just take him home. Take him home with you.
I get Jesse 11!
11!
Don't get me wrong, it's a really cool thing. I think it's a really cool thing because it shows that Bert's actually got like a real audience, like a real fan base. It's not like his views, you can tell, are not fake views, right? He's not botting views. He's not faking engagement. Like, he's got people out there that absolutely love him, right? To the point where they will buy a ticket to go on a cruise to watch him perform. Like, that is a sign of somebody that is really, really connected with his audience base. So I kind of like that side of things because he's cultivated that over years, over time, over, you know, blood, sweat and tears. But God damn it, bro. This is why sometimes I understand also why Bert has a lot of fear around quitting drinking, because these are his fans. These are his day ones. These are his hardcore fans, the ones that are willing to pay whatever the price was for this cruise. And, you know, it's one thing even buying a ticket, another thing turning up, having a good time, buying merch, drinking, eating, all this fucking good shit. So if he quits, maybe in his head he thinks he's going to lose all these people. So, and you know how Bert is, I don't want to let anybody down, I don't want to let anybody down, all this sort of shit. So I can understand why that all works into his head, why he doesn't want to quit. Because, you know, essentially these are the guys that have given him the life that he lives now. He's appreciative of it in some ways. He obviously enjoys it, but there's also probably that fear of, like, if he quits and he becomes a different person, those people won't come along, won't go on the journey with him, maybe, because he's not going to be the fun guy anymore. Because, like he says all the time, every time he's out, people are always offering him shots, always want to buy him drinks, blah, 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 blah. So that's a big part of his identity, of his kind of image and shit. But I couldn't imagine a worse place to be. I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't imagine a worse place to be. But yeah, Bert and Tom are on a bit of a rocky road there, according to Too Late to Try, so big up him. And then I want to check out quickly this video regarding podcast cringe, of course, regarding Bert Kreischer v Shane Gillis. I haven't seen this yet, so let me see what this is about. This came out 4 days ago. Let's quickly see what he's saying here. We won't watch the whole thing. I just want to quickly get a vibe of what he's saying. So big up podcast cringe. If you don't know, now you know, motherfuckers. So let's see what he's saying here. Bert Kreischer v Shane Gillis. Let me see what the vibe is saying here. Come on, son. Load. There we go.
If you ask me, like, do I like being famous? Yeah, I do. I don't mind it at all. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
And when someone says,
good for you.
I'm sure there's times where it's taxing on my family. It definitely is. We were at Target the other day doing a road trip, and someone got on the loudspeaker and was like, the machine is in the building.
Yeah.
And I heard people scream.
Yeah.
And my daughters got really upset. And Leanne went and chastised the manager and was like, yo, he's with his family. He's trying to have a moment. And I was like, let it go. Who gives a
go?
What's up, brother?
You
Nope.
Screamer?
Nope. I'm just a comedian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, can you tell us a joke?
Yeah, when I was 22 years old, I got involved with the Russian mafia. How's that?
I don't really get it.
Trying to think of a child-friendly joke I have. I don't know. I don't got one for you.
Oh, I just want to
Take care, brother.
I just want to ask if you were a YouTuber or anything.
No.
Oh, okay.
Just
Bye.
a comedian.
Right.
Sorry to let you down, brother. Have a good one.
Kids can be so cruel sometimes.
That exchange that child is fucking hilarious. I don't really get it. The Russian what?
Huh? The sound of disappointment in Bert's voice as he tried to pretend he's not a YouTuber really does tug at the heartstrings. He's just a comedian. But there's a deeper meaning in there which I think is really interesting. I'm not going to go down the whole social media changed everything routine, but I will say there are countless celebrities in adjacent fields who have turned to YouTube to get that ad revenue, and as a result they've found an audience which isn't typically their bread and butter. So for comedians like Bert, Andrew Schultz, Tim Dillon, Theo Von, they're comedians first and foremost. Some of them are actually quite good comedians, but they blew up on YouTube, not on the stage. So does that make them YouTube comics? I don't know, and does it really matter? Well, take someone like Shane Gillis, for example. Where does he fit into the Rogan comedy universe? Most of us know him from his awesome, not-so-secret podcast on YouTube and from his regular appearances on JRE as well, but there's something different about Shane Gillis, because I definitely wouldn't call him a YouTube comic. For me, he's a straight-up-and-down stand-up comedian, and that's what makes him so confusing to everyone.
What is your one bougie thing? What is your one thing that it's like?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like I wouldn't want people to know. I'm a little bit
I don't
embarrassed.
care if they know. I have first class flights.
Have to do first class, so you can read your Steinbeck. I was really impressed with that.
Shut up.
Okay, but what's the other bougie expense? Is it like, okay, obviously the comfort of first class. Is there anything you're like, ugh, I didn't know that I was this guy, and then you experience it and you're like, now I kind of have to be this guy?
No.
Really?
No.
Hotels, you don't care? You don't have to stay at a nice hotel?
Hotels.
Okay, so we're going to find a lot of
a
things.
little. But no, it was like, I thought I was like, I don't care where I stay. And then I got in the worst hotel possible.
And it's like, no.
I called my manager and I was like, all right, can we, what the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking like the worst hotel possible.
Yeah.
Like motel, like you park in front of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you demand right now?
Nothing.
You have a rider?
Love
No.
Shane. Love Shane.
Any snack?
Look at how disappointed they all are. The silence. They're like, bro, why aren't you balling out? They all want him to be fucking Rogan. They want him to have like 11 cars, right? And a helicopter and a gold hat. It's like, bro, like, why can't, that's what most people should do, to be fair. I think I'm the same. I'm more of a, I don't know, what was you call it? I would like the option to be able to like eat at a nice restaurant without looking at the bill, right? The option to like go on holiday somewhere randomly, just fucking throw a dart at a map and just go there. That all those type of things will be a good way to use your money and your wealth, as opposed to just buying a big fur coat or buying a gold car or something. It's like, you know, after you have one car, do you really need 7? You know, really and truly. Once you have one big house, you need 4, not really. So really and truly, the creature comforts, like what he's saying, like, I don't know, being able to board quicker on your flight, right? What you call it? Being able maybe to upgrade your seats, being able to stay in a nice hotel, being able to do, what's that thing? Because I've never done that thing before when you go to a hotel. What's that thing when you go and do like the lounge thing, where you go to an area where you can kind of sit down and have a drink and shit, and it's, I think it's like an airport. I don't know what it's even called, the name of it, but you know what I mean. When you have a ticket, I think that's business class or first class, and you go to like the airport lounge, that sort of thing, right? That's a nice little kind of bonus or a nice little upgrade in lifestyle once you get a bit of money. But everything else is a bit extreme. And also, you think about it, if you're a comedian, weird thing to say this, right? But if you're a comedian, part of your like comedy is that friction, or is that kind of reality. You need to experience it. So maybe sometimes it's quite beneficial for you to kind of like have a life where you have some levels of like poverty or something, right? Like you're doing it to yourself on purpose. Like you could go somewhere on a private jet, but you go fly coach. You could drive there, but you take the bus. I don't know, little things that you do just so you can interact with real people in serious situations. Maybe that's why Dave Chappelle just pops up in random places from time to time, because that's the way he kind of, you know, leads himself to be somewhat grounded. You kind of need that. If you're just getting chauffeured everywhere from point to point, you're getting flown to clubs in helicopters and shit, it's gonna be hard to be funny, innit? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it a bit weird, but maybe that's part of it as well. Or just maybe your personality as well. Maybe you just don't care about that shit. And Shane clearly doesn't care.
I can't figure you out.
In my green room, I get fruit and hummus.
Hummus is good.
And
solid.
Bud Light and White Claws.
Solid.
But that was just my manager came up with that.
I cannot figure it out. I can't figure you out.
Why?
That is a writer, but he's saying he didn't come up
I
with
didn't do that. She just did it.
She knows. But it's a nice luxury.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's like,
what else?
You want steak dinners.
Well, I want chicken and steak because I don't want to just eat.
You see the difference?
I don't want to eat pizza.
Yeah.
You see the difference between hummus and White Claws?
What do we start with? We have a hummus platter that's there all the time.
No, you start with that. His whole rider is just hummus and White Claw. So there's a difference.
So what are you ordering for dinner?
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Imagine Andrew Schultz requesting the HARE bring him a steak and a chicken to his green room. That is 100% bougie, isn't it? You want a fucking steak in the shitty little, like in any club, you want a steak. They can't, you know what I mean? They can't give you a couple chicken nuggets or some Parmesan or some cheese, some chips covered in Parmesan cheese. It has to be fucking steak with some macaroni and cheese on the side or some fucking cream greens or something. It's like, come on, bro.
That is crazy. What's going on here?
What are we talking about?
Nothing.
There's got to be one. You've got some money. There's got to be a thing.
He's embarrassed to be remotely demanding.
I would never be demanding.
See?
Out of shame.
Ever.
Now,
the perception.
I mean, hopefully I get there.
The perception of bougie is worse than the perception of gay.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so
this is I have one pair of pants. These shoes stink. I've been wearing them for 3 months.
That's a 3-month white sneaker?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
So for the average YouTube comic, it's hard to understand why another comedian just wants to do his own thing his own way, without all those bells and whistles, without all the behind-the-scenes cringe. You know, those documentaries they make about themselves and feed to their thirsty fanboys who love being spoon-fed cringy content, celebrating every single moment of their idols' lives.
I said, one day I want to headline Madison Square Garden, and I remember you stopped what you were doing.
Podcast Cringe is the best. I knew he'd rip into this. I saw this, I was like, you know what? This video trailer thing that Andrew Schultz put together about Madison Square Garden was kind of sweet with his dad and shit in it, but it was also like, come on, bro, get over yourself, man. Like, honestly, get over yourself. The level of ego and the level of fucking, I don't know, like you'd have to like make this is insane. Like, because this is something that came out of Andrew Schultz's head. This is not his agents telling him this. This is not his production company pitching him. This is a creation of Andrew's. He did this, the whole entire thing. It's fucking cringe, man. It really is. Unfortunately, it is what. I don't know.
And you looked me in the eyes and you said, I'll see you there. Wow. And it was like really important to me because
his dad doesn't remember because he's lying. His dad doesn't remember saying that to him because he's lying.
I'll see you there. Wow. And it was like really important to me because I felt like I wasn't the only person that believed it could happen.
Wow. Don't get me wrong. Andrew crying for selling out Madison Square Garden 2 separate dates makes more sense than Brendan crying because his friends made a video about thanking him for being alive or something, right? That was an odd one. So I think if you're going to crying because you fucking sold out in Madison Square Garden in your home city makes sense. I get it. Fair enough. But the music, come on, man, this is too much.
And I know as you get older, you know, sometimes things become hard to remember, but I remember everything.
No offense to Schultz's father. That's obviously a very special moment between a father and a son, don't get me wrong. But shouldn't that be a private moment? I mean, the multiple camera setup, the close-ups, the music.
Exactly.
I digress. Anyway, so then how is it possible for someone like Shane to benefit from the Brogan effect, but still be considered an old-school stand-up comedian who is widely respected in the YouTube community and in the stand-up comedy community alike? Can he have it both ways? Well, yeah, I think he can. So let me explain. This might take a while.
They say that socially important comedy is the only comedy that's necessary, the only comedy that you have to do. That is just because they suck.
Yeah.
That is it. It's like the cop-out is that they can't do the real comedy. They can't crush. It's not like someone goes from being, take like Shane Gillis, one of the best comics up and coming right now. He's fantastic. I can't recommend enough seeing that guy live. I work with him in Irvine, and I hadn't seen like his whole set. I was crying. I mean, he's so good.
I heard he's a racist, so I haven't listened to any of his material. No.
He's so good. And his comedy is just trying to be as funny as possible. Yeah. There's not a chance in hell that guy's just going to go woke and is just going to start promoting some sort of, socially conscious agenda that's, facetious and just a bunch of nonsense that he's trying to elevate his own personal brand and virtue signal. That's not going to happen.
So that Rogan interview was from about a year ago on episode 300 of the Lex Friedman podcast, and I think Joe actually captured the essence of Gillis's style of comedy really well. He's just trying to be funny. There's no social message, there's no underlying moral to his stand-up routines. He pokes fun at everyone and anything. No one's safe, right? But I think that's the simple answer to the Shane Gillis equation, because I think sitting behind his mask of simplicity is a well-educated, deep thinker. I mean, the guy went to West Point, then played football, then went and taught English in Spain. Most stand-up comedians crawled out of a trash can and stumbled onto a stage.
And you know what's funny about Shane's intelligence? Like actual intelligent people, he doesn't really boast about it too much. You don't hear him talking about himself in those terms. He doesn't suck himself off. And that's what makes him incredibly likable. Do you know what I mean? Like, he really is just kind of like, if you listen to him speak, you can kind of hear it, especially when he does those history podcasts that he was doing with Louis C.K. for a bit. You definitely hear it, but he's definitely just chill. So big up Shane. And yeah, big up Uche as well. Good to see ya. Wagwan.
Now, this video isn't some Shane Gillis biography or tribute to the man or anything cringy like that. What I'm more interested in is the difference between Shane Gillis and someone like BERT Kreischer, and what makes both of them so unique and odd, yet still kind of part of the same world. On the most recent episode of BERTcast with Chris DiStefano, which was actually recorded at the beginning of September when Shane Gillis's latest special was released, they dedicated a whole segment of that podcast to discussing Shane's special. Now, for my regular viewers, this is yet another example of Tom and Bert's obsession with banking episodes and drip feeding them to us months later. I mean, seriously, it's 2023, guys. And one of Bert's signature moves is to use any opportunity to discuss what it's like to be famous and how much he enjoys it. In the intro, I played that clip of him telling DiStefano about being famous in Target. His family didn't like it, but he was like, just chill, it's all good. And so this was the back end of that conversation.
Okay. We went and saw Queen with Adam Lambert, and we were backstage. We got backstage passes, and they saw Sandra Bullock. And my daughters lost her.
Sure.
And my wife lost her. And they wanted to go up and get a picture. And I had to stop them and say, hey, she's just here watching a show. Let her have her time. They forget what that's like when you're in like rural, when you're in Coos Bay, San Francisco, or California, and you're at a Target and or wherever we were, and you've never really met a famous person, and all of a sudden you find out that someone you've seen is in the building.
Yeah.
It's thrilling.
It's cool. Yeah.
But Shane it's about to happen to Shane.
Yeah.
Man, most of this podcast was just Bert talking and DiStefano saying yeah in 50 different ways. But that's how they got into the discussion about Shane Gillis's special, which, like I said earlier, was released on the same day they...
By the way, Shane Gillis's special was definitely one of the better ones from that JRE verse. Maybe his and what's his name? Ari Shafir. That one was really good as well. From the Rogan verse And the BAPAVERSE, yeah, that's it. That's only good ones, isn't it, really? Shane Gillis is one, and Shane's one. Sorry, Shane Gillis is one, sorry, and Ari's one. And maybe Stavros is one. Stavros' one was okay, but he's not really associated. He's kind of loosely associated with them guys. But from the whole JRE BAPAVERSE, only Ari and Shane dropped actually good stand-up specials. The rest of them were trash.
They recorded this podcast.
I heard Shane's special hours, like one of the best hours in years.
Well,
amazing.
You know what's so funny? I just watched. I put it on in the gym. I run. I only watched the first 5 minutes of the special. I've seen that special probably 30 times.
Like actually live,
seen it,
right?
But I've never seen the front of it. I've never seen it from the audience
because you're seeing it at the end.
No, because I watch it from side stage.
Oh, got it.
I've only seen it from side stage, or I've never seen his facial expressions.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was so animated.
Yeah.
And
He's a great comic.
I watched it and I went, "Oh, this is really phenomenal." I texted him. I was like,
"Yeah."
I texted him this morning.
It feels like I was talking about this last night with Andrew Santino. It feels like Shane's special coming. I think it came out today. At midnight, right? Like that's one of those specials that like you already know. Like it's getting him to the next level, even beyond what he is now. Like it's already like. It's just happening.
I remember watching this the first time and thinking, geez, Bert really does have to make everything about himself.
Exactly.
He didn't actually want to talk about Gillis's special. He was more interested in telling everyone that he'd seen it way before them multiple times and that he texted Gillis to congratulate him on the special as if he's like Joe Rogan or Jerry Seinfeld or something. And that was the frustrating thing for me because I wanted to hear DeStefano's take on that special. But Bert simply couldn't have that. What we ended up with was a humble brag compilation starring Bert Kreischer.
Here's the deal: is like I've taken him out with me a number of times.
I also really dislike. This is like a small pet peeve of mine, tiny pet peeve, tiny pet peeve of mine. I really dislike. Oh yeah, true. Jordan Jensen. That's that girl, innit? Yeah, I've got a fucking. I want to put that on my list. I've got to watch that. Someone else told me to watch that special. That was the special that was done in the same company as Louis J. Gomez's one, isn't it? The 30-minute special. That girl did one at the same time. And everyone was saying that one was actually the best one of the lot. I need to check her out. I think that's the same girl, Jordan Jensen. I need to check her out because people are saying that's a really good special. What was I going to say? So, pet peeve of mine is this. I really dislike when stand-up comedians, like, they already bore us with their fucking inside baseball talk about fucking stand-up. Just take it all the way further and actually break down specials, please. Could you please do that? Instead, what they do when they talk about specials, it's going to take him to the next level. He's going to be selling so many tickets now. It's always about the money. It's never about the art. Like, could you actually tell us from your professional point of view why that special is good? Could you maybe break down a joke? Could you maybe give us an insight on how the timing works? And this, like, do something, like, give us a little bit of an insight from your professional point of view that we probably wouldn't see as, like, regular civilians. Apart from, this is going to do so many views, he's going to sell loads of tickets, he's going to go on a tour. We know it, we get it. The guys are going to get more famous, but give us better insight than that, man. It's a little pet peeve, man, but I'm always annoyed when they do that sort of thing. Oh, yeah, he's going to get to the next level. All right, cool, we get it. But why was it funny? Can you, like, tell us why it was funny, please? Can you describe why it was funny a little bit? Probably, please. God damn.
It's the Super Bowl to Fully Loaded both years. I've been with him a lot. I've watched him. I've watched the audience receive him at different times in his career. And when we were at the Super Bowl, I thought this is something's happening. Like I can sense it. So I've seen it happen for me. I've seen it happen for Tom. I've seen it happen for a lot of different people.
Right.
And when we did Fully Loaded this year, it was crazy.
They went nuts for him.
And I went, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, this is about to pop. And he had just taped his special. And I was like, how did it go? And he gave me like a nod, like,
good.
I got it.
Good.
And so it's and I think it's a perfect storm. I know this isn't stuff that he would want to hear said about him, but like I think there's a huge pushback of people going like, you don't tell me what's funny.
Right.
And the audience members.
So I can appreciate what Bert's saying. He's trying to give his own perspective, being one of Gillis's close friends and colleagues. But the way he frames it is like, Yeah, everyone's just seeing this now, but I knew all of this all along. I was there when it was happening. It's almost like he's trying to participate in Gillis's success in a way.
Yeah,
you know, I helped him out. I put him in front of my audience. I discovered him. Now, I know a whole bunch of you are watching this right now and thinking that I'm exaggerating. I feel that. Don't worry. Trust me. I hear you. But I need you to hear me out here. DiStefano is about to make actually quite a profound point here, which I thought was really insightful and fit in nicely with what we heard Rogan say earlier with Lex Friedman. But just watch the way that Bert derails DiStefano's thoughts and then proceeds to, yet again, make it about himself.
Well, Shane's one of those guys, in my opinion, he's funny in any generation. Like some guys are getting, and it's okay. Yeah. I might even be one of these guys that like, maybe I'm only having a little bit of success because of the generation. But I'm just saying, like, he's definitely not, though. He's like, if it was 1950, he'd be where he's at. Versus
I think
if it
he'd
was
be progressive if it was 1950.
Right. I'm saying like he's not a it's not like, oh, because of TikTok or it's like he's just any algorithm, any medium, he's just going to the top. So that's good.
Well, I think he's
good to see.
There's a lot about him that I would break down that I think make him very funny. But number one, and across the board, is he's actually a really great comedian, and it's a great hour. I watched like the beginning, and then I put it on mute and watched it and read it as I worked out. I'll watch it again. I've seen it before, but I told him, I was like, this is gonna be.
So did you guys know that Bert has already seen Gillis's special like 30 times? Yeah, he saw it before you and me did, cause celebrity. So instead of engaging with DiStefano's attempt to actually say something about Gillis as a comedian and a man, Bert finds a way yet again to talk about how famous he is. Seriously, you could not make this up.
He's not going to like what it does to him.
Right.
It's sadly, a guy like me doesn't mind it because I'm always been a little bit of a.
You're like life of the party.
I like to have a good time, and if you ask me like, do I like being famous? Yeah, I do. I don't mind it at all. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
And when someone says,
good for you.
I'm sure there's times where it's taxing on my family. It definitely is. We were at Target the other day.
Man, DiStefano was working hard in this one. Seriously, watch how he reads the room, quickly realizes that Bert isn't actually interested in talking about Shane. I mean, remember, this was the day his special dropped 2 months ago. And DiStefano nails it here. He's low-key roasting Bert, but he's also just trying to keep the conversation flowing. He's a smart cookie, this DiStefano kid. I like him more and more each time I see him.
Everyone in every Walmart and Target he's about to be their favorite.
That is you too. Like they should just put your face in the Target sign. You're a fan. You are Target.
He is, and I'm curious to watch that because like Tom definitely pushed back from it and was like, I do not want to be recognized. He told people, don't come up and talk to me.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting to see how people deal with it. Ari's like that.
Tom's interesting because I feel like Tom will have the arena sold out in the town and could walk past the arena in the middle of the day and there might be people that don't say anything to him. I mean, his fans will go crazy, but it's like he's done a good.
Fans won't give him.
He's been able to do so well and also maintain his anonymity well as well. Like he's
at
the top of the game, but yeah,
we've had people come up to us and they'll recognize him and think it's me.
Right.
And they'll be like, yo, you're Bert. And he'll be like, nope.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you're the Kool-Aid guy. I saw you in the Kool-Aid clip. And he'll be like, nope. And then I'll walk up and they'll be like, shut the up. Wait, is he the bald guy on the show? And like,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like, and we went to NASCAR. He maybe got recognized like 5 times. I got recognized like 500 times.
I believe it. Yeah.
He was blown away, but I think he also didn't put himself out on social media the way I do. I'm all over TikTok. Like it's just a way you approach.
Yeah, it depends what you want. It's like your method is right and his method is right. It's just what people want.
Either one. I kind of wish I'd played his game a little bit.
Right.
Because it can be overwhelming.
So let's just pause for a moment to appreciate Bert Kreischer's social media game. This is the latest clip that he's posted on social media as of recording this video.
You ready?
Like his dazzles on a line by itself.
You want to do this where people aren't talking?
I would move a titch of razzle dazzle to the next line.
I know how to get her to stop
Special
talking.
Festival and a world tour.
In Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Nashville, Springfield, Little Rock. I'm coming this week.
What kind of humor is this anyway? Like, someone needs to explain to me what this humor is. This whole, like, I'm naked, I'm semi-naked. Look, it's a man that hasn't got his top off. Like, why is that funny? Someone needs to explain to me why that's funny. it's like it's of the same level of humor as like a guy putting on a wig. Look, I'm a woman now. Ha ha, look at me with a wig. Like, why is that funny? Why is that funny? Because you're fat. So just being fat is funny. Look at my fat body, I'm funny. Okay, cool. I don't know. It's so fucking shit.
All right, you can talk again.
So actually,
It's next week.
It's
next week.
that first
But
sentence.
it did shut her up.
Hit return.
Anyway, let's leave it there. Big up big up Podcast Cringe. Thank you for the clip. Appreciate you always putting out good content there. Big up Podcast Cringe. So let's move on and watch the fucking Toontown video. That's what we're all here for, right? So Toontown, BRYAN's show on his channel called Toontown. Episode 1 has just dropped, right? We're gonna watch it together. I have not watched it just yet. Now, just to give you my initial reactions when I first spoke about this, when I saw the trailer, I thought it looked fairly decent. I'm in a minority here, but I like to be a bit of a contrarian, and I like to throw out some shitty hot takes here and there. You guys know me for throwing out the odd shitty hot take, so I'm going to continue to do so. But even my dislike for Brendan to one side, my dislike for the guy to one side, looking at it objectively, I thought the trailer for the show looked fairly decent, and considering the previous content we watched on the live stream where he went to that I don't know, I forgot the guy's name, but he had a garage somewhere where Brendan went to go get his truck done up, and he went with them and they did a fucking car thing, whatever. He had a blast. He clearly enjoyed it. He was in his element. You know, it seemed like he got out of kind of the comedy bubble. He's around some real people, all that sort of stuff, and the show just looked fairly decent. So I didn't mind the clip, the trailer, because it kind of seemed like something in the same sort of vein. Him driving around in crazy cars, going to garages, donuts, spins, all that good stuff. So it could possibly work. So if he approaches it in a somewhat humble way, it could work. But then having thought about it a bit, the only problem that he has is that, from what I understand, again, I'm not super knowledgeable about cars, but from what I do know about watching the odd car channel here and there, no matter what niche car channels are in, they're all very balls deep in their niche. So even if they're talking about luxury sports cars, even if they're talking about, you know, daily commuters, vintage cars, whatever their lane is, they are very balls deep in it. There's not a lot of like casual, just surface level kind of channels that exist or that are popular anyway. If you want to be popular, you have to get really hardcore into your niche, really detailed, really dialed in. And if that requires a level of curiosity, a level of intelligence, a level of humility that I'm just not too sure Brendan has. Do you know what I mean? He kind of wants to always pretend like he knows everything. So I'm not too sure if that's going to give him the right platform to make the show good. So let's see what happens. But so far, those are my early kind of predictions of the show. Will he be able to do that? Take a back seat, let the experts talk, learn on the way? We have to wait and see. So Toontown episode number 1. Let's see what I want. And who's going to do the music as well? Is it going to be fucking, what's that guy called again? Is it going to be Browse? Hope it's not Browse fucking music. Please something different. Come on. Look at the bit rate there.
What's up, guys? The journey starts today. Now, recently I bought a stock TRX. As of now, I haven't done any mods to it, really. Nothing major. I upgraded the exhaust, of course the exhaust. I did a JMB intake, but nothing crazy out there, especially for you mod freaks. 705.
On the start of it though, look at the likes ratio. It seems like people enjoyed it. Right? Because usually his content gets aggressively downvoted or thumbs down. So far, it's got 454 upvotes or thumbs up and 87 downvotes only. So basically, people are liking it.
5 horsepower, 650 pounds of torque, It has a 6.2 liter supercharged engine, also known as the Hellcat, as we like to say on the streets. So the plan is to get this stock Sandblast Limited Edition TRX to over 1,000 horsepower. I can't do it on my own, so I reached out to some of the very best in the business. I'm headed to Sacramento, California to visit my boys at Overkill, who are gonna turn this thing into the Demon TRX. Let's go.
I really hate that fucking finger thing. I dislike it so much. It's probably a little tick that he does because he's not sure where to put his hands, but I dislike the little like, let's go type of thing. Just cut to the next fucking scene. You don't need to do the fucking finger. It's fucking annoying, man. Okay, cool. Graphics. They could have had some little bit of B-roll footage there of them driving down the fucking highway, what music he's playing, what he'll actually drink on the way there. Just something, man. He just like, he went from the studio to Sacramento. Do you know what I mean? Like some B-roll footage of them driving down the fucking highway, maybe his mullet flying in the air, you know, I mean, sorry, I'm blowing in the wind as he's driving with these fucking windows down. That might have helped to kind of give you an idea on, you know, to kind of set you into the fucking scene of it. But hey, what do I know?
Made it. Made it 5.5 hours. LA to Sacramento to see the boys at Overkill. A lot of beef jerky, a lot of big gulps. We left at 6 a.m. but we
again, not to be nitpicky, but you don't need to repeat this. Just go straight from driving up to Sacramento. Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Do the spud thing, do the whole bro thing, and hug each other out. You already explained who you're gonna go meet. You don't need to then explain it again. Do you know what I mean? It's you should already be there meeting them, the sign, blah, blah, blah. Maybe a shot of the sign, a shot of them working, and then you're going to say hi.
made it. I'm so excited, man.
How's it going, brother? I'm Josh.
Good to meet you. Good to see you, man.
I appreciate you guys.
Hey,
coming
black
out.
guy.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be about 6 hours or something like that. Sounds right.
Drive
And I was
that
like,
bitch like Hunter Biden,
and
man.
I figured you guys were at least gonna have to stop at least once.
What you say about Hunter Biden? Hey, big up Austin Casey.
You're right, but he is making a car show using a podcast crew.
Ah, yeah, true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, true. Maybe it is the podcast crew thing. You're right. I didn't think about that, but I don't know. It's just the editing. Just swap some scenes around. Like if he would have, as he drives up, right? He drives up in his car, makes this the scene as you get out. Yeah, what's up, dude? What's up, man? Good to meet you. I'm Brendan. Yeah, it's my brother, Shark Eyes, Dog Smile, whatever his name is. What's up, man? They should have made that the scene instead of standing it there at the front, explaining it again while they're at the fucking garage. We know why you're there.
Stop twice.
Stop twice and steal.
Once for gas and then once for beef jerky vehicles.
Hold on, what's that thing he said about Joe Biden? What about Joe Biden? He loves fucking talking weird politic things he puts in there to like, are these like little fucking Republican signifier things that he does? Is this like a weird like dog whistle thing? Like, why is he always mentioning stuff like this? Oh, California's North Korea, Gavin Newsom, George, like what is all these little quibs? I don't get this. What's Joe Biden got to do with cars? Hold on, let's hear.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, man, it's gonna be about 6 hours or something like that. Sounds right.
Drive
And I was
that
like,
bitch like Hunter Biden,
and
man.
I figured it.
Driving that car like Hunter Biden. Okay, I see. My bad. If we said Joe Biden, he's driving that car like Hunter Biden. I'm guessing the joke is there that Hunter Biden drove his car really fast under the influence of crack, I'm assuming, right? Okay, cool. Great joke. Never met him.
You guys were at least gonna have to stop at least once.
We stopped twice.
Stop twice and steal.
Once for gas and then once for beef jerky vehicles.
Jesus Christ.
We ain't messing around.
Still got here in like 5 hours.
About to go with this young man right.
And what's the beef jerky and big gulps thing, by the way? My American style listeners out there, what's the whole beef jerky and big gulps thing about? Is that some sort of like snack that people that drive cars eat? Like, what's that? Why is he always mentioning beef jerky and big gulps? I know the big gulps is that kind of massive cup with the juice in it. Why does that have to do with beef jerky? Oh, it's gas station food. Okay, cool. It's road trip trope. Okay, cool. I see. Pause. Okay. Oh, Hunter Biden drove 172 miles per hour while on coke. Big up Hunter Biden. That's my kind of guy. Classic gas station. But okay, cool. Okay. I thought it's another one of those tater tats situation. Tater tats.
Here and drift this bad boy. Not me. I told him I don't want to die though, man. I can't go out and drift.
He's in good hands. I told him. I promise.
Oh, this is not good. They're using the same footage from that time they went to that guy's garage for the first episode. That came out months ago, didn't it? Come on, Brendan, man. You got to do better than this. I thought this was new footage. And he's copying the glasses from Deion Sanders as well. No, come on. It's the same footage from that time they went to the fucking garage. Boo.
I heard he's pretty good, so I trust him.
I'm not gonna lie, the storytelling of this thing doesn't make sense. They rocked up to this guy's garage to fix his car. Now they're suddenly drifting. You know, like, again, it doesn't even take a big production crew. Just the editing or just it's a storyboarding of this doesn't make any sense. It should have went from the fucking car lot of fucking Thick Boy Studios, a bit of road trip footage, B-roll footage of them in the car driving, maybe a little GoPro footage of them inside driving, head out the window, making nonsense, buying the beef jerky, making jokes about, oh, you forgot mine, whatever it may be. Bang, you're at the fucking garage. Then maybe he explains what they're going to do in the day. Hey, we're going to set up your car. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We've got my tissue working. But in the meantime, we're going to jump. Yep, do something, bro. How you just go from, we're going to go fix my car to suddenly, here we are in this fucking vehicle drifting in front of the fucking garage. It don't make sense. okay, Austin Casey. That's true. Austin Casey put it in the most clearest way possible. His crew edits podcast. They don't have experience telling stories. It's like, sir, you're at McDonald's. What's that meme? Sir, ma'am, this is a McDonald's. This is the Wendy's. Oh, mate. This is a Wendy's. I'm on here ranting and raving, giving him fucking Scorsese notes. He's like, look, bro.
Wheels are burning. My boy's the real freaking deal over there. He's Mr. Drifter, man. I felt safe too.
Hey, come on, man. Better jokes than this. Mr. Drifter. Come on, Brendan, man. You're a professional comedian. Let's get some other jokes in there. He's Mr. Drifter. All state drifter, right?
I was nervous to go. I felt safe.
Everyone says that. It makes me feel so good. Everyone feels safe when they get in the car with me. Now when we get in that car,
this is fucking shit, man. The music as well. Oops. This is fucking terrible, man. What's the point of this? So you're just gonna go to garages and just have them, spin him around and do donuts in front of the garage? This is meant to be, he's a car guy. And we spent the first nearly 5 minutes him getting in random cars doing donuts. And also, it'd be better if he's driving. Exactly. It would be better if he was the one driving, maybe learning how to do the donuts himself. But obviously, that's not going to happen because he must drive like shit. First team will Tokyo Drift, exactly.
Ass on Fast and
They started off saying, I bought a TRX stock Sandblast edition for my kids. We're gonna go get it done to 1,000 horsepower. Also, why do you need a car that's gonna be transporting your kids from the school for the most part and doing the fucking Target run to be 1,000 horsepower in the first place? I don't know. Whatever. Cool. But we're doing donuts.
Serious. Around episode whatever 15, get his ass on there. All right, Josh. One of the reasons I came to you because you are a TRX.
There we go. That's what you should have started it from. When they got out of the car, they shake this guy's hand, then this bit cuts in. Okay, Josh, so we're here because, honestly, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually download this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to download this video, and I'm going to, big up Keith Thompson. Appreciate you, brother.
These shows usually give you a working man's vibe. This one just feels stuck up.
Exactly. It feels pretentious. It feels like rich guy's day out. Like, it just feels like a vlog. Fair enough, but you're making it into a show where you're trying to share your experience and your love for cars and, modding and customization and blah 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 blah. But here you are, essentially just paying a trip to cool garages in exchange to get free parts or something, making videos out of it. So it's kind of feeling like a tax thing, isn't it? Like maybe to write off the car or any other cars he gets in the future, and also a way to get like free bits and bobs for the cars that he wants to edit. But anyway, going forward, what I'm going to do, big up Keith Thompson, I appreciate it for the super chat, brother. What I'm going to do, I'm going to download this video and I'm going to literally chuck it into fucking iMovie and just change the order of the cuts to make it flow like what it should flow like, because there's bits in here that make sense, but this should have come way before all the fucking donut shit, in my personal opinion. But anyway, let's continue with the video. So let me stop pausing it all the time.
Owner, you've done what I want to do to my truck to yours. So you have the 900 package here. You have the SMB intake, which I absolutely love with the Ram Air. That's filthy. So you actually not only do it to other people's trucks, you do it to your truck.
Absolutely. I think that's the biggest thing when you go down the list. Just like when we were running the times we were doing with the Trackhawk, I went out and bought my own Trackhawk back in 2018 and wanted to be a pioneer, so I used my own.
Do you think Brendan knew what a Trackhawk was in 2018?
Vehicle, no different than using the TRX, the same thing. So this is our 900 package. We use a closed air intake system that utilizes the Ram Air and everything else, along with the rest of the parts we were talking about, the pulleys, the
You've done
injectors.
all that to this truck.
Everything's done to this one. This is
This bad boy moves.
daily driven. If you look at
This bad boy moves. She moves. This bad boy, she moves. Okay.
In the back, we got the car, the baby seat back there, and everything else,
seat,
just
facts.
like you.
Yep.
The Trackhawk used to be my dad van.
Yep.
This is the new dad
the
van.
dad wagon?
Right, the dad wagon. Pull the bolt.
This puppy can go, man.
It can go. It can.
Puppy, bad, honestly, man. Just a couple of dudes talking shop, eh? This kind of reminds me of, like, do you remember there's a scene, I think it's like in Mediterranean countries where like old men will just like stand next to fucking building sites and watch the guys just build, watch the guys do their manual labor stuff. It's kind of like a weird like man thing, right? You just want to stand there and watch, manual laborers do their thing. And maybe this is the same thing with car guys. There's a portion of car guys who don't really know much about cars, but they just want to be around a guy that's talking about it with the bonnet open. It just makes you feel like you know something, So you just stand there like, yeah, what, the pistons? Yeah, the pulleys, yeah, the exhaust, yeah, intake, yeah. There's something about it, like, it's maybe it's a primal thing, right?
Go. So I'm gonna give him a pull anyway, show you guys what this 900 package can do. We've had these packages well into the 10s already. And that's on average, we're going to show him what it really does. We'll see what his reaction is. And after that, it'll be his turn. Right?
Yes.
God. Oh, God. He likes to spend, innit? That's the face of somebody that likes spending money. Because Brendan's had all of it. Like, look how excited that little Paul got him. because he's imagining his car doing it. You can tell this guy likes to spend fucking money. You know, he loves to spend it. All this is that Podcast One settlement. That 1.6 mil you got from Podcast One. They had to go get a loan from a Spanish fucking payday lender or something, right? Some crazy thing, right? The company, Podcast One. They had to go get a loan from a Spanish bank to pay him off. 1.6 mil, and it's all been busted up. It's all been cummed all over in that fucking engine. And look how excited he is. Like, have you ever seen him laugh and smile at that before? He genuinely is happy. He loves to spend money, bro. He's like, whoa. Honestly, look at him. You've never seen Brendan this happy over trainers, over his wife, his kids, the podcast with fucking Bryan, Joe Rogan. Even Joe Rogan doesn't make him smile like this.
A little different than stock.
Bro, what are we gonna do? Bro,
like that?
Holy shit.
You ever seen a 7,000-pound truck spin all 4 tires? Bro, just a little
land yacht. God damn, that was nuts.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy part too is
pulling a puppy, land yacht. How many other names does he have of these fucking, for these cars? How many fucking cliche terms does he have for cars? Land yacht. All right.
On top of that, you have headers, the over chiller, all that, exhaust. This is stock cats, stock, all that.
Nuts.
Still 10 second truck. So you're gonna be even crazier than this one. So, because I want to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting, put my money where my mouth is. I want you to take the key. Right. Yeah. We're gonna see how you feel about the 900 package. And then that way you can see firsthand what it's like.
I'm about to say the same thing, Stephen Castaneda. I was about to say the same thing. Isn't this Brendan's show? Why is this guy hosting it? Don't get me wrong. He seems way more charismatic. He seems way more charming. He seems way more knowledgeable. He's funnier. But why is he hosting the show? What's going on? Why is he hosting? Why is Brendan just sat there like... Brendan's like the client in one of these type of shows, isn't it? Like, he's trying to convince the client about a mod he's doing. Like, hey, it's not what I know. This isn't what you wanted, but instead of the 6 valve, we did this 12 valve. We switched out the induction, right? Like he's trying to convince the client. You know, we've kind of lowered the seats so you can really start to feel the. You know, like he's doing all these he's trying to sell him on the mods and shit, or on the customization options. And he's like, I'm not too sure, you know?
Feel ya, I like it.
Okay.
I dig it. Don't kill me.
Okay.
But the anticipation of me getting my truck.
Huh? He struggled to say anticipation. Is it because he's too excited or because he doesn't know the English language? One more time. Anticipate what?
Dig it. Don't kill me.
Okay.
But the anticipation of me getting my truck.
All right.
Black guy. Black guy. Don't take my wife.
Because I feel like if I drive yours, it's gonna ruin the surprise when I come back and pick up my truck.
Facts. So this is a setup we were talking about possibly.
So on my car show, I don't want to take your car or drive it to get some footage of me behind the wheel of this car. I'm gonna, whatever.
This is what it looks like if you do 20s. Some people like the 18 look. Some people like the 20 look.
I decided to go with Method 18-inch wheels. This thing's not gonna be a street princess. We're taking.
The voiceover. So they forgot to film the show like a show. Then they put it in post and realized the black guy's doing all the hosting and Brendan's hardly said anything apart from like, land yacht. That's dope. So they try to they do the voiceover in post-production. Also, not to be that guy, but I'm sorry. Unless you're driving this on a farm, why do you have a pickup truck that looks like this with the spare wheels in the back as well? Are there guys really in America driving these around in like residential streets, going from like home to their kids' school to Target, back to home to a local bar and back again? Like, why have you got a truck that looks like this? That looks like it could be a handy fucking car to drive around during the fucking apocalypse. But all you do is just drive around your residential area. You've got like 2 spare tires, a roll cage, a fucking ram bar. You know, like you've got fucking cables. Like, why would you do that? What a waste of time. It's so odd. Because this, don't get me wrong, it looks fucking beautiful, especially in this orange. This might be my favorite one I've seen from them do, right? This orange with these big tires. The rims aren't that thick. Like, it looks fucking sick. Don't get me wrong, but it seems like a bit of a, like, why are you posing? Like, you're not going, you know what I mean? You don't work on a farm. You don't work on a building site. You're not a foreman. You're not a fucking building manager, property, whatever. Like, what? Why do you have a car when you're just gonna drive it up on a fucking perfectly tarmacked street up into your driveway into a fucking garage that's got lights in it and shit? Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, you don't need to have this car, really. Really and truly. This is shit that's fucking damaging the ozone layer, right? People in residential houses or residential areas driving fucking 4x4s that should be in fucking, that should be taking part in the fucking Dakar rally or some shit. Do you know what I mean? This car should be in the middle of fucking Afghanistan. It shouldn't be in fucking Arizona, just chilling in a parking lot somewhere. Come on.
Look, I decided to go with Method 18-inch wheels. This thing's not gonna be a street princess. We're taking this thing off-road.
Oh, is this a sponsorship? Is that why there's a voiceover? It's a sponsorship. Method is a sponsor, is a brand of wheels. Oh,
The 18-inch wheels. This thing's not gonna be a street princess. We're taking this thing off-road.
Yeah, right. This is all footage from the Method, from the company, isn't it? This is so bad. This should be cut already. This should be cut already. This should be cut. It's too long of an advert in between. But I'm sure they're doing it that long because Method probably paid for the placement or they gave him free wheels. But it should be cut in half. It's too long.
So after talking with Josh, my plan, and I'm sure we're going to come to agreement here. The plan is to use their 900 kit on this, which include the head.
Why is he just standing there? What's he doing? Why are you standing next to the wall like that? Like, go somewhere else, man. Why are you just standing? Brendan's brother's fucking funny, man. He's just, what's he doing? Why are you just standing there next to the wall? Either stand next to him and like look as well like you're looking, or stand off camera. Oh God, sorry man, that fucking got me there.
Headers, the pulleys, they're gonna mess with the computer here as well, get it to over 1,000 horsepower with all that tuning, and then we'll also right now.
Why is he obsessed with this with the 1,000 horsepower thing? Is that gonna help with the 0 to 60 time? Is that why? Because somebody that knows more about cars, let me know. Like, why is he obsessed with 1,000 horsepower? What's that about? Is that really about the 0 to 60 time? And why is that important anyway? Like what? Like, I'm confused. Big up Keith Thompson, appreciate it, brother.
Brendan is actually a genius at tricking sponsors. Yeah,
it's amazing how he does it. To be fair, it makes sense though. I bet you, Keith Thompson, I bet you this. I bet you whenever he reaches out to people, one of the first things he mentions in his little blurb is Joe Rogan. People underestimate how much Joe Rogan has really contributed to this man's life, or to anybody, especially in that little comedy, in that comedy scene. He really has helped change people's lives for the better. And if you mention his name, he can really open some doors. So I'm sure Brendan does that. You drop his name. Yeah, you know, most guest appearances on Joe Rogan Experience. And if you're a brand and you want some exposure, it's a fucking no-brainer. Do you know what I mean? You immediately think of Joe Rogan whenever you think of Brendan anyway. So you're hoping that it gets in front of him. Maybe he might see it and start blowing up as well. So that all stuff kind of plays into it. So he probably has, you know, but the problem with Brendan, I think, is the numbers. Most likely he can probably trick people to get, he can probably trick a company to give himself for free or pay him the first couple of times because of the association with Rogan and his own numbers. But then once they actually look at the views and the metrics of what they paid for, they don't usually come back. He doesn't have a lot of repeat customers, you know what I mean? It's usually a couple of hits. It's usually like a one-hit thing and kind of done. That's the only thing, you know? That's the only issue. So he has to be careful about that sort of shit. But, you know, he doesn't really care, so it is what it is.
It's up in the air whether we're going to put springs on or just level the truck out and put on bigger wheels. And then we'll also swap out the standard stock bumper here for ADD Baja bumper, front and back.
In the Baja, Jesse Ventura. Baja. That's whenever I think of, so whenever I hear someone say Baja, I think of Jesse Ventura. Baja. I was in the Marines. Big up, Will Sasser. I was a Marine.
But I think between...
Yo, big up Crash. Appreciate you, brother.
Truck mods are endless when you have a tiny piece AZ.
Ah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Am I the only person that doesn't mind this whole truck pivot, though? I know it's a bit weird and a bit dumb of my take, but I honestly think him just being away from like LA people and actually being around regular working class, middle class people who don't have aspirations to become rich and famous and work in Hollywood. They just, you know, they like doing their content on cars. They like fucking, you know, riding around and driving fast and doing donuts and shit. That actually might be a good thing for him. You know what I mean? Like being around surrounding these type of people might actually be a good thing, but the show is terrible so far. It really is terrible. It might do wonders for his personality and maybe his friendship group, but in terms of the quality of a show, this is garbage.
The exhaust, the 900 kit, the bumpers, the wheels, the rims, the lifting, the leveling kit. This thing's gonna come out pretty badass. That's the plan. So just
don't get me wrong, it's a nice truck. It looks really nice, to be fair. No? Like, it's a really, really nice looking truck. But I'm not invested. I don't care. Okay, you got money to buy a truck. You got money to mod it. Like, he hasn't created any hook, you know? Like, nothing. Like, why would you give a fuck about him modding trucks? You have to kind of like him first, and already he hasn't got the most likable personality or reputation, so that's a bit difficult. So it's hard to really get invested in it. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's not much of a story here. Like what, you know? Like what? What's the point of this?
So to start out, my boy Josh at Overkill installed American stainless headers for better airflow and
He's doing voiceover work type thing. Fucking hell.
Maximum performance. Then added an Overkill upper custom pulley to increase the boost. We also added 1200cc injectors, a racing thermostat.
If you're the ad sponsors on his podcast, you must be so pissed. He can actually read and enunciate properly and read from a script. But he chooses not to do it on his pods. He just does them in one live take all the way through and doesn't bother to fucking re-record it. But he's actually speaking pretty well here. He's not fucking up his words or the pronunciations of it, or the pronunciation, sorry, or whatever it may be. He's actually, you know, he sounds almost intelligent. Andrew Tate says, AZ, you haven't seen anything. There are lifted sick trucks way sicker than these. Yeah, okay. I don't doubt it, man. I don't doubt it for sure. We got Austin Casey.
In true Bopper style, this show has the feeling of a run-and-gun production with no plan. Just shoot stuff and piece something together.
There we go. There we go. That's what I'm feeling of it. They've kind of figured it out along the way, when really it would have taken them 10 minutes to figure out just one brief story with it. It doesn't need to be super detailed. Like, what's the point of the first video? And then go from there. Like, I don't know, like, maybe if it was me, I would go as far as saying that maybe I wouldn't even focus on my car first. I'd make the my car thing the overarching story for the entire 5-episode run. Like, yeah, but it wouldn't be my car will be the focus. It would be like, hey, I'm going to be highlighting all these amazing garages around the country that are doing sick and amazing work, you know, modding trucks and stuff. And then you'll have it, you tell the story of the garages through your car, but it won't be specific on your car. You know what I mean? It just feels like, who cares about his, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, who cares, you know? Forgive My Laughter says, I agree, it's kind of rough edits, bad storytelling. Like you said, the ads are a bit lame. I've watched plenty of the shows and I've seen way worse. Really? Forgive My Laughter. So Give My Laughter, I assume you consume a lot of car content, right? So you're saying this isn't really that bad compared to other car content people out there? Fucking no. Okay, fair enough. Maybe he's doing okay then, but I've watched a few YouTube videos here and there from different channels on cars and shit, and they do a much better job. And I've seen guys do the whole review thing where it's just one guy filming it. Like how Doug Mara does his stuff, right? He's a bit more dry and dead. But I've seen guys with YouTube channels who they just have a tripod in themselves, and they tell the entire story of going to pick up the car, the details, the specs and shit. They fucking take a video of the interior, they sit inside it, they drive it around, they talk about the drive, the fucking, the experience itself, how it handles, like all through just one camera by themselves, and it's done way better than this. Do you know what I mean? That's the issue.
And racing silver spark plugs. Then he installed a module computer tuning to handle all these crazy upgrades, putting us in excess of 1,000 horsepower at the crank. With all this horsepower, we added an overchill
at the crank, One more time, say that again. Papa thinks he's a gearhead.
Excess of 1,000 horsepower at the crank. With all this horsepower, we added an overchiller to keep this beast cool. Heat's definitely the enemy in this.
Bro, you're taking your kids to school, you're dropping your wife off at fucking Chanel in fucking Hollywood Boulevard, wherever that place is, right? Like, come on, bro. Where's this car going? It's going to a private school, it's going to Target, it's going to Walmart, it's going to designer stores and back again. And maybe some comedy clubs. Maybe. But like, that's it.
This thing. And finally, to make sure we can clear the 38-inch open country Toyo tires, 18-inch method wheels, and add to the off-road performance, we added the...
What was that pause? And add
18-inch method wheels and add to the off.
The edits, man. You can't even read, man. This motherfucker, honestly, man, life really isn't fair. This guy's a multi-millionaire and he legit can't read.
Open country Toyo tires, 18-inch method wheels, and add to the off-road performance, we added the E-Bach Pro Kit, which lifted the TRX 3 inches in the front, 1.5 inches in the back. And to top it all off, the TRX was converted to run on E85 gas for maximum performance. With all these mods, this TRX should be pretty sweet. Let's go pick it up.
A couple weeks later, here you guys go. One of the baddest.
Oh, look, couple weeks later. Couple weeks later, man, just flash. This guy looks like this guy looks like he's the opposite of EDP, innit? Like, right? Like good EDP.
TRX is on the planet, and we're just gonna go from there.
Big up Keith Thompson, appreciate it, brother.
Now that you mention it, I've heard Brendan drop sponsors' names on JRE. I wonder if they paid him for that name drop.
100%. Look at the last episode of the Fight Companion on JRE with Rogan and Bryan and that. Bryan even was shilling. Bryan was wearing a Black Rifle t-shirt, Black Rifle Coffee t-shirt. Don't think. And when's the last time you heard Bryan talk about Black Rifle Coffee? He clearly got sponsored to wear that t-shirt, which must be weird for Rogan, right? His friends don't actually want to see him and hang out and just chill. They use the opportunity to go on Rogan to shill products and get paid. I think Brendan on that show had that Kibitech snapback hat, right? So he probably got paid for that also. And I'm sure he tagged them as well in his Instagram post. So, you know, it's all one big grift shilling game for these guys. And Rogan is the best person to use because he doesn't really seem to care, I don't think. I think that's part of the maybe agreement or maybe just his personality. He doesn't really seem to care if they use his name in any way, shape or form to get some deals and shit, which is quite nice of him. But these guys got overboard.
So that's the next step from it. More power.
I'm so excited, man.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Just the beginning, my brother.
Awesome.
Thank you, dog.
Let's do it,
Appreciate it,
brother.
man. Thank you.
So we see no footage of them working on his car. Nothing. We see no B-roll footage of them lifting the car up, taking off the wheels. Like, nothing. Nothing. It just goes, we just see it. Okay, it's got done. All right, we just have to believe them. Also, spend some money and get some music done, some good beats or something. Come on, brother. Is that him there? What's going on? Now what's this? Who's this? Whose car's this? This show's so confusing. What's going on? Oh, is that the famous Annie Lederman truck, huh? That's the Annie Lederman truck, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one. That's the famous Walk Me to My Truck. Oh, that's an ad. Oh my God. That was just like a random ad in the middle of the show for, what's the company called? ADD. What's that? Rad or something, yeah? Addictive Desert Designs. Oh my God. So these cars had nothing to do with the show. Just a random... I fear Brendan's going to make a lot of money from this. I feel like that genre or that scene of guys who are into, like, you know, pimping up their pickup trucks, there's a whole group of brands and people who would run and rush to sponsor the show, you know. I think this show's going to do pretty well. It's terrible to watch as a bit of content. Horrendous. Right, I would have turned this off already if I'm eating. Like, I actually judge content based on like how long could you stomach watching this while you're eating your dinner, and I would have turned this off after 4 minutes. So it's not really that fun to watch. But I think a lot of those brands in that space probably don't have a lot of places to maybe market or advertise their shit, you know, outside of the usual channels they already advertise on. So that they see a new fish or some fresh meat or a new platform on the space like this one that's associated with Rogan, they're going to run to it. So don't be surprised if this show goes on to do bigger and better things, because the money's going to keep rolling in, because he's already got loads of sponsors already. Like, this is like a legit company that does like modifications and shit, and they're already doing proper little fucking, you know, what they're called, mid-rolls or whatever they're called, right, in the fucking video.
Not this again.
All right, Dom, bit of a slow start for...
What the fuck is going on? What is this? What is this? He's just inserting ads into his fucking... Oh my God, bro. Brendan, bro. You can't do anything just for like the love. Everything has to be a hard, heavy-handed cash grab. Fuck, bro.
For Griffin, give him some time. Forrest is making his approach here, Dom. He still hasn't found his flow. Oh! Things are heating up! Oh, it's on now. Unbelievable. Forrest goes for the left hook. Oh, he's showing off a lot of stamina. Not letting up. So where are we headed, Forrest?
Really, guys? Get a hobby.
You are the hobby.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. That is so fucking terrible, man. For the first episode, you are fucking clubbing us over the head with these fucking forced, horrendous ads. Come on, bro. This is a fucking cash grab if ever I've seen one, isn't it? How are you selling out in episode 1? How are you selling out in episode 1? Episode 1 is a sellout. At least get 5 episodes in and then do the ads late. Episode 1, you're selling out already. God almighty.
What's up, guys? So we're
boo, man. I've done this before, but boo. I've never done this before, boo. I'm disliking that for that alone. That is fucking shameless. Fucking hell.
finally back from Sacramento, but we're not done yet. I'm here at the headquarters of Kibby Tech, and the owner, Ryan, has some fun stuff in store for the TRX.
Another ad? Another ad. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Don't get me wrong, the car looks sick. I like the ad, but come on, bro. Episode 1, you got like 5 minutes worth of ads. So this show's like 10 minutes long or 9 minutes long.
All right, what's up, Ryan? This is the owner of Kibby Tech. This is my boy, Ryan, here. Ryan, let him know, what exactly are we doing today, boss?
All right, so today we're going to install our billet aluminum upper control arms on the front.
This ain't a show, this is a fucking vlog, man. This is a car vlog, it's not a show, it's a vlog.
Suspension here gives us...
it's not even a good vlog.
More adjustability, they're stronger, and just they look a hell of a lot better.
Way better.
And then in the back, we're going to do our replacement link set.
Again, notice... Kibby Tech dude seems like a chill, informed, charming, charismatic, knowledgeable guy. Same like the black dude in the other garage. But Brendan is not like he's nowhere to be found in this footage, really. What show is this? You know, like he's nowhere to be found. I wonder if BGL is in the bushes somewhere here, preparing Brendan a couple fucking a couple whiskey doubles.
Setup for the back, so it's both lower links on each side and a pan hard bar that is also adjustable. So if you get any more lift in the back, your rear end's not going to be centered anymore. So our adjustable pan hard bar, we could center that rear end back out. And then they're also all billet aluminum.
Yeah, I could hear him talk about cars all day long. He seems like he knows his shit. You know what I mean? And he seems passionate about it. I could hear him talk about it all day long. But again, this is meant to be Toontown presented by Brendan Schaub. Where's Brendan?
Anodized, machined all here in-house. So yeah, we're going to get all that stuff on and then go have some fun.
All right, let's get it done.
Where was all this footage before? That's what they need to do, B-roll. Where was all this footage in the other garage? Fucking hell.
Let's go have some fun. My guy Ryan here at Kibby Tech installed the upper arms. You can see
we know who he is.
There, the rear suspension, and best in the business. Ryan, thank you, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
You're the best. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna leave now.
He tries to skin in it. He tries to skin. He tried to skid, it didn't work. He best hope he doesn't get into a car crash, because if he does, they're going to use that as a meme. This is going to be a part of the meme.
problem. You're the best. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna leave now.
He tried to swing that backhand around, didn't it? It didn't work. You thought you could Tokyo drift that thing.
All right, there it is. You guys saw me go all the way up to Sacramento at Overkill with the boys tuned this freaking TRX to over 1,000 horsepower at the crank. The Active Desert Design bumpers, front and back. Got the Baja Design lights in. We got the wheels. We got the tires from Toyo. We freaking Kibby-Tech their thing on the suspension. So we're done. We're all done. Or are we?
I really dislike how I seem to have a habit of having the worst takes on here and they're all recorded. I made a fucking clip. BRYAN's new car show is okay. Where I kind of was speaking quite positively about, you know what, this could be a good thing. It could actually be quite a decent show. It's on record. I can't even hide from my prediction. And then you see it. And you're like, oh my God, everything that I hoped it would be, it wasn't. And it was worse than I could ever imagine. What the fuck was that? Number one, it's not a show. Number one, it doesn't need to exist. Why put this even on a separate channel? No story, just vibes. Not even vibes, just footage. Hammed together. This is probably why Chin is always having to be overworked. They already got Chin, you know, taking his laptop to fishing trips, taking his laptop to fucking Korea, and now he has to edit all this shit. Hey Chin, make this make sense. Here's some footage. Make this make sense. I would love or hate to see what got left on the cutting room floor. Can you imagine the bits they didn't put in to this fucking show? The edits that didn't make it. The BTS shots. The bloopers. Can you imagine the bloopers for this show? If this is the best that you got. I can't believe. I honestly thought he was going to be able to put together a decent car show. I honestly can't believe that.
Pound truck spin all 4 times.
He didn't even host it. This guy was probably the best bit about it. This black dude from that first garage and the guy from Kibby-Tech were the best bits about the show. Or maybe that one advert for that company. There was one advert that was really good. Not the Kibby-Tech one, the other advert. That was quite a cool little ad. But the best part about this was this guy and the other dude. Brendan wasn't even really in the show. And then the redacted teaser at the end. What was that? Here's me at Magnus Superchargers. What am I gonna do? What? You're gonna try and make your truck go faster than 1,000 horsepower? We get it. What else you got? I'm not gonna do it. So, yeah. Rating wise, I give that a fucking 1 out of 10, mate. That was horrendous. That was horrendous. Actually, let's read the comments. What the comments say? Maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe I'm the hater. Maybe I'm the hater, okay? I might be a hater. Let's see what the comments say. But for me, that's a 1 out of 10. And if I could fucking dislike it twice, I would. I would fucking dislike it there and dislike it again. You know what I mean? Dislike it, unlike it, dislike it, unlike it. I'd do it again and again and again if I could. Honestly would. That was horrendous, bro. That was so shit. Let's see what the comments say. Maybe I'm the hater. Let's see what the comments say. What's that? Don't get overwhelmed, Brendan, but I like that you are trying out new stuff. We just need a truck with a fish tank in it. I can't wait to see more. Jensen can wheel. Is it flex fuel or pure corn? Can't wait to see what you're cooking up. So what's the entire build cost? He forgot that bit, didn't he? This is sick. Let's go. I'm hyped for the new channel. I want y'all and Mike Turnbull, aka Bro Science, on the show. Mustang Notchback, one of my faves. Sounds sick as fuck. You know your boy is farming them motor sponsors. Exactly. Can Brendan even change his own oil? Good question. So good. Probably shouldn't have left the license plate exposed on 902. Another Thick Boy production. Have you thought of going with meth injection to keep the engine cooler and get more power? Is that a joke? Meth. Is that like a... You can tell SHWAB doesn't want to burn out or drive fast. He's scared to drive the black dude's truck. Damn it, SHWAB, I'm in. Not bad for your first episode. Okay, maybe we're redacted. Maybe I'm the dumb one. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, menthol injection, not meth. No, I'm thinking crystal meth. Sorry. That's the addies talking in my head. I was thinking crystal meth. Crystal meth injection engine. That's a bit fucking crazy. But yeah, that was a 1 out of 10. Will not watch again. Absolutely terrible. But of course, for the show, when episode 2 comes out, we will do another watch along. Of course we will. For the nature of the show. Because I'm here to serve the audience. It is what it is. But that was fucking garbage, man. Oh my god, how bad was that? How bad was that? Okay, anyway, mix things up a bit. Let's see this. New video. New video. Courtesy of the one and only Tales from the BAPAVERSE, right? On the Fire and the Kids subreddit. I haven't watched it yet. It just got dropped. New one, fresh from the fucking fryers. So let's watch this together because this guy is usually fucking amazing. I have no idea who he is. He's very mysterious. They are mysterious. It could be a he, could be a she. But honestly, the animation, the illustration, the jokes, everything, the editing, so good. So fucking good. So let's check this person out because I fucking love them. They're absolutely awesome. So let's check this fucking video out. Let's see what they're saying. It's just called Water, right? Water, this one. Let's see this one. Let's see it. Should I zoom in or should I put it full screen? Let me just do this. Let me zoom in. Let's go. Let's go. Water, water.
On Tales from the BAPAVERSE.
Now, Mr. Rogan, once again, I must make it absolutely clear. When you wake from this process, for all intents and purposes, you will be Brandon Schwab from this day forward. And he, Joe Rogan.
Patch me in, Doc.
Hello, freak bitches!
Best brains in the business. Brendan Schaub redacted. Oh wow! Imagine, when do you think we'll ever see this? Right, Brendan's name on the marquee outside the comedy mothership. Brendan Schaub redact redemption tour. Comedy other ship.
Haha, no, but seriously. You might not be aware, but in fact, Big Brown here has been exploring different realms of consciousness for years. Yep. Courtesy of a couple of those 1-2 Noguera knuckle sandwiches.
Wow. Brendan sounds like a totally different person. I just can't put my finger on it. And look at how he's humping that stool and making animal noises. I mean, come on. It's Kinnison reincarnated. Lucky stool.
Speaking of Rogan, you know how he said I needed a handler, and I got all pissy-eyed? Well, in fact, turns out I do have an advisor. Yep. Here's my handler right here, baby. Couple of shots of the thickness, and you just go.
Those are actually legitimately better jokes than anything we've heard from Brendan. Right? Those are actually good fucking jokes. He should actually take them.
This is the man I fell in love with all those years ago. We're back, baby.
What about men?
We're back.
Life like you're the hero in your movie.
Oh, wow.
Now is when the fucking movie starts and your life is a shitbag disaster like every fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he wakes up and makes.
By the way, that's a combination, innit? That's a fucking cocktail, innit? Brendan's on some stuff, innit, right? He's known for the fucking whiskey, the addies, and what is it, kratom?
Your life like you're the hero in your movie. Right now is when the fucking movie starts.
Surely that can't be a good thing to take daily. I'm not taking kratom. I know it's got its health benefits, blah 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 blah. But surely drinking whiskey and doing that much kratom and addies shouldn't be good. Isn't good for you, really, isn't it? It can't be the best for you.
And your life is a shitbag disaster like every fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he wakes up and makes a blender full of pizza and live your life like there's a documentary crew following you around and you are analyzing your own behavior. Do what you would want to do so that your kids one day would look back at it and see that documentary and look on it with pride, like, wow.
The Ferrari.
My dad was a bad motherfucker.
Oh, is that meant to be the Down syndrome kid? Jerry, right? Is that the law? Yo, this guy's so good, man, with the little fucking Easter eggs. That's meant to be the Down syndrome kid, isn't it? Who he would It's so good.
Some shit that I've done or the bad mistakes that I've made, they've taught me. You know, you learn.
What's that? Any help appreciated?
Like, especially failing.
Oh, homeless person. Okay, let's see what he does here.
Half-assed it and you just feel like a fucking loser. Like, that just... Look, Brandon's my boy.
The camera crew.
But he needs a handler. He needs someone like me.
Oh, look, dogs. Wow.
What are you going to do? Duck, 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 duck. Here's why. And he'll go, yeah. Okay, no. This is not happening. I'm not living like this. How am I going to fug any chigs in this little midget body? And, hello? Bald as a motherfucker. I'm calling that giant Asian doctor to do something about this.
Is it me or is Brendan not lying constantly? Come on, say something stupid. Oh, look at the change. They're depicting the change. Imagine this happened in the Fight of the Kid. The change. What the fuck? Fat Patrick is even paying his bets now. End of the days.
Sabotage.
Boring. Maybe he's a good guy all along.
God. Imagine working with somebody and they're sabotaging.
Sink for dishes, toilet for pisses. Lol.
What you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to achieve.
Gah! Brendan? What the fuck?
Doc, you need to reverse this now.
No one, babe, just a survey.
What the hell are you doing here? I can't be seen with you.
Doc, please, Daddy really needs this. I can't live as this deformed, roided out little person in any facet.
Look, even if I wanted to help you, my hands are tied. There's only one possibility to revert, and it's just too dangerous.
Hey, I'm your Huggleby.
Okay, I give you this and we never speak again. I've got a guy on the dark web and an elite level hacker
BGL
by the name of BGL.
Fug.
The crafty lion, cybersecurity. What's that? Cybersecurity specialist and also personal trainer.
Welcome, fight fans. We are now just an hour away from the scheduled start to the All Valley MMA tournament. And the question on everyone's lips is, where the hell is John Africa?
Yeah, apparently a late scrap.
Where the hell is John Africa? Who the hell is John Africa?
Watching because his kiddo has baseball camp.
Clearly not the best brains for the art. What else you got, Dave?
Well, another fighter fans will have eyes on, of course, is ex-UFC heavyweight and lumbering oaf, Brandon the Hybrid SCHWAB, making his surprise return at the ripe old age of 40.
Well, let's just hope we don't see any more of the shop shutdown tonight.
Yeah, let's fucking hope not, Tom.
With my brain. In this...
Look how they even spelled his name, Ganu. The way fucking Brendan says it. Honestly, man, this person, you're so good, bro. Ganu v. SHWAB.
Giant mongoloid's body, I can't possibly with
BGL hacking. He took the bump. Oh, that was so good. The bump detail was so good, bro. Honestly. Imagine being on roids and you do coke and you look like BGL. Honestly, man, like he must be fun to party with. No shadow of a doubt. You know what I mean? Probably not the person you want to be caught at. You know, you don't want to be with him alone at a party, but he probably is fun to party with, for sure. Like, god damn it, bro. Woo!
Wow, Francis is gonna knock some poor bastard's head off tonight. He's a monster.
Whoa, what the fuck? Twister! That's some 10th planet shit right there from SHWAB.
Incredible, Dave. I haven't seen Taekwondo like this since the 80s.
Oh, so they're saying, like, he'd also have Rogan's martial arts ability. So he'd have incredible black belt level jiu-jitsu. He'd have all his Taekwondo from back in the day. That's so hilarious. Imagine. So effectively, people are suggesting that Rogan's a better striker than Brendan. That's actually quite embarrassing, to be fair, considering one guy was a professional UFC fighter and the other one wasn't.
There's a lot of violence in that DNA and a whole can of Pringles on those shoulders.
Yeah, sure is, Tom. And it looks like these two savages are on a direct collision course for the final.
Yep, where SHWAB will be looking to take him to the darkest of waters.
Skits and bits, baby.
Buckle up. This is the one we've all been waiting for. The brawn, skill, and brains of Francis versus the sheer redact strength and awkward angles of SHWAB.
And as we know, plenty of bad blood between these two. After SHWAB fed Francis trunk chicken in the Thick Boy parking lot and told him to take his shoes back to Africa.
Well, we'll soon find out who will stand victorious, Gino or SHWAB.
I've heard it both.
I've heard it both ways, B.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on. Whoa, I love you, Brendan.
Brian the cock at the outside. Oh no, so happened mid-fight.
This is just high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences.
Fuck yeah, it's done. Ooh, Bapa's back. Hit it. Let's go, dumbass. Hit it.
The lion's on the table.
Where's the 15K? Brendan?
No.
Something looks to be bothering SHWAB out there.
Let's just hope it's not those pesky air quotes hamstrings again.
Well, he seems to have recovered for now.
I was leaning towards, I'm a bad.
What's up, brother? Send you a voice note. You seem really upset, obviously. I'm hurt, man. If you wanted to hurt me, you got me, brother. You definitely
got me.
I'm at his house. Can you remember I sang for her in Spanish? I was like, "Solo han pasado." You know, so
Rogan's dead.
Spanish songs I wrote. Exactly. Really do. Yeah,
of that Swede fig nectar to BGL, wherever you may be lurking, you fucking lunatic. Too many shameless stolen jokes and references to mention. Needless to say, we all stand on the shoulders of giants. You're from all the different users. Man, he does the funniest faces. That's the best kind of comedy. No one's feeling gets hurt, and it's good times. Okay, for him, like praise, I guess, right? Counts the whole European tour just to be at his son's baseball practice. Beast of a dad. It's hard to read a room when you're illiterate. Dallas, that's my time. You could piece together all the clips of him being not nice, and it would eclipse all of the LOTR. Extended edits and combined duration. My biggest fear is I'm Brendan and I don't have a clue. Exactly. The podcast is actually funny for all the wrong reasons. An actual paedophile has to fake nice the least funny guy on the earth. Oh man, this is so good. Gampron, cool. The Shumanese is so good. I immediately got it. Gambling problem, you know. Gamprob. So just to tie up a few loose ends, or I'll never finish this fucking thing. Little Joseph Rogan miraculously won the All Valley MMA tournament and somehow KOing Francis mid-seizure. Meaty-breasted journeyman shocks the combat sports world. Meaty-breasted. And with nothing left to prove, he returned his adult-sized Adonis body to SCHWAB and finally stopped training for the fight that will never happen. He is now at peace, happily retired from public life and slanging dick somewhere in rural. Pumped his new body full of 750 millimeters of that Swede nectar and treated himself to a sweaty milking at his regular rub and Begin with Chin has become a cult hit cooking karaoke. Oh, he got it. Oh, he got the video with him decapitating that fish or whatever he was making. Become a cult hit karaoke fusion entertainment stew available exclusively on Fig Boy Network. Desires. Look how he drew him. Look how he drew Bryan. He looks so bad. Oh, he did Bryan so dirty, man. Look, he's hardly got any hair. Look at him. Oh my god, he looks so old. Oh shit, sorry. RIP Uncle Clem Alperby, the best manager Albertson has ever had. Oh, mate.
I'm up. I was leaning towards. I'm up at. Usually I'm.
Honestly, man, that was better than anything that fucking Papa's put out. Anything. That was fucking awesome, bro. That was so fucking good. I don't care. That was so good, man. That Brendan becoming like a redemption arc, like playing out in real time, was fucking brilliant. I love that bit. Brendan actually becoming a good guy, and the sub not knowing what to do. Oh, that was so good. Yeah, PGL in the fucking back of the van. Honestly, absolutely amazing. Great work, fucking, from whoever this person is. You're amazing. Look at BGL. What accurate description. What an accurate illustration of him, innit? So good. So fucking good. Yeah, but big up that guy. Big up that person. Whoever it is, male or female, you are absolutely smashing it, man. I swear to God. You are so good. But yeah, great content, man. Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. Oh, man. Oh, that was so good. I enjoyed every bit. What do you guys think? I'm a nice guy. Got me hooked on these videos. Never saw this one. Amazing stuff. Exactly. They talk about how he's not allowed at the UFC. So many Easter eggs. His hat that says Fig Boy Rescue Club. Exactly. Yeah, too many. BJ bringing that 15K was on point. Exactly. The creator probably watches these streams. Yeah, he's the best, man. Whoever the person is the best. The best. The amount of work that it must take to make them is just crazy, man. Crazy. But yeah, big up them, man. Absolutely incredible. Love everything about it. Next on the list. What have we got talking? Oh, this one. BRYAN, Since I Was a Kid. This is a good one, actually. I saw a bit of it earlier. But this is really good. This is worth watching. Big up the person that made this. BRYAN, Since I Was a Kid. This is fucking good.
Dude, my legs are... It's so fatiguing, dude. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Have you ever taken a week off exercise?
Never.
There's probably nothing worse for a guy to have like a failed there's probably nothing worse for a guy with an ego to have a career that never really panned out when it comes to athletics. I think it's better to kind of get rejected very early on, so you to know, okay, you're never going to become pro, so you just play sports for the fun of it. But if you're Brendan and you had like a career where your classmates and your peers all went on to do amazing things in the league, it can fuck you up, innit, forever. Because Brendan's still suffering from not being able to make it in NFL. That's why he does his whole when I was a kid thing. It's another way of trying to cope with the realization that you never achieved the dreams that you actually wanted and everybody else did. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a strange thing. Like, I think for a man, you really need to just like get knocked down like properly super early as a child when you're probably going on along your athletic journey, as opposed to what Brendan went through, where he maybe stumbled close enough because of his genetic attributes or whatnot, or his genetic advantages and his physical attributes. Maybe that's what allowed him to get as close as he did, and then when it kind of didn't work out, his brain didn't know how to process it. Because I find it's kind of weird, because I don't think I've ever said the term since I was a kid to anybody in real life. Like, I've never spoken about my college stuff. Like, it just doesn't matter anymore at a certain age, but he's still holding on to that shit. As a kid, he was an entrepreneur, he was a hustler, he was an athlete, a fighter, a lover, did it all.
He was our age, but he was, for whatever reason, he had a hold of...
Oh, I fucking hate Brian's ankle socks, man. Guy's like how old is he there? 50. You're wearing black ankle socks with trainers. Oh my God, he drives me nuts, man. I fucking hate everything he wears. Everything he puts on his body fucking drives me insane. Black ankle socks with golden goose sneakers. Like, do you want to die? Do you want to die? Please tell me this. Do you want to die? Black ankle socks with golden goose fucking tennis shoes. Are you serious? Golden goose. Till this day, Brendan's lucky he doesn't fight still, because obviously he was still getting hate back then. But can you imagine how brutal it would be if he was fighting now and getting knocked out the way he used to get knocked out? It's actually for the best that MMA, Twitter, and social media wasn't what it was. Wasn't what it is now. Because the way fighters get trolled now is fucking brutal. Brendan wouldn't be able to handle it, man. No way. He probably might delete his social media. Oh, the Watcher. Imagine Tom Aspinall versus SCHWAB. I don't want to imagine that, man. That would be pure murder. Well, you said here earlier, at the end of the day, it was a skill issue. He had a great advantage, young man in the heavyweight division. When it couldn't go longer, his brain told him that he was better than anyone because he could fight. Yeah, exactly. Since I was a kid. Big up Brendan the Kid SCHWAB. Actually, that's Brian Callen's name, isn't it? Isn't it meant to be the kid? Oh, fucking love that. But anyway, moving on from that one, let's also check out a couple of clips, and we're going to go into that guy that analyzes comedians, because I quite liked his videos. So let's go a couple of clips we've seen here. This one's called What is Gold? Your What is Made of Gold? Let's see this one. What's this about? I haven't seen this video actually. Your What is Made of Gold? What's this one about? Let's put this on here. Bear with me a second. Press play. What's it saying?
So then I always wanted a Lightning, a Generation 2 Lightning. As a young man in high school, if you had this, dude, I figured your wiener was made out of gold, and you were basically the Elon Musk of 2023. I just thought you were the richest man in the world. This car back in
2023.
2004, 2003. Generation 2 started in 1999. I got very
Someone's been reading Wikipedia.
famous by Paul Walker.
Someone's been reading Wikipedia or watching a YouTube video. This sounds very rehearsed, very memorized.
It's a cult following. But that car in 1999, 2004 is probably 36 grand out the door. So you weren't exactly balling like I thought as a kid, as a young man. When I say kid, I mean I'm 16, 17, 18 years old.
16, 17, 18. Which one is it then? That's quite a lot of years. 16, 17, 18, 19. Like, which one?
So then I...
This is definitely feeling like a midlife crisis, isn't it? Why is he buying this thing?
I always wanted a Lightning, a Generation 2 Lightning, as a young man in high.
What? So what? In 2003, he was 22. He said he was 16.
High school. If you had this, dude, I figured your wiener was made out of gold, and you were basically the Elon Musk of 2023. I just thought you were the richest man in the world. This car back in 2004, 2003 started.
Also, I don't believe him. I don't believe him. Why would he be into a car that looks like this? Brendan's always been the kind of person that wanted maybe a Bugatti when he was younger or something, right? Or a Porsche or a Lambo. Why is he trying to act like he liked this when he was younger? That's a lie. Maybe like a Bentley or something, a Rolls Royce. He's always been a flashy dude. So why is he trying to act? I guess this is like, this kind of gets you points to be like a car head or a gear guy or a gearhead or whatever it is he's want to call himself, because you like a car that's a little bit of a cult favorite. Do you know what I mean? Like, why is he trying to act like he like? Come on, bro. You like Lambos and Porsches and whatever else cars. Like, he's got kind of Andrew Tate taste in cars. You know what I mean? That kind of level of cars. It's not a bad thing, but that's a. Why is he trying to act like he doesn't like those things? And also, doesn't he have a baby coming soon? Interesting, isn't it? Interesting time to be picking up a hobby where you're like purchasing loads of fancy cars when you've got a kid coming soon and your career's in a bit of a wane. But hey, what do I know? Moving on from that one. What's the clip we got to check out here? We saw that. We saw this. Bish bash bosh. Oh yeah, let's see this one. So we got actually a couple more to watch on here. Where is it? Bear with me a second. Yeah, this is 1:35:26. Let's go into a new episode of Fire and the Kid. See if I can get it up on here. Bear with me a second. Where is it? 35:26 of the new episode of Fire and the Kid. I've got a clip to show you here, my friends. And let me get it queued up on here. And this one is about Brendan basically making it very clear he's never going to attend a live UFC event. Ever. It's not happening. Live UFC event, never met him.
It was a badass
Great fight.
Some people are saying it's like a little too soon for Volkanovski.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah,
but tough fight. Yeah.
I'm sorry. When is that fight?
Yeah, let me look.
February.
I think you're right. Brian.
No, I'm right. It's February. Then the others.
Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah, I know for a fact.
I'm right.
And then
By the way, I'm 56. I
March.
have to still go October, November.
Oh, me
December,
too. Yeah, me
January,
too.
February. I'm like,
Yeah, Brendan was right. February 17.
Well, that would be 10 months from now.
Feb 17, and it's rumored to be either in Vegas or LA, but it seems like it might be in LA, which would be dope for us.
Are you gonna go, Chin?
If we don't do a fight companion,
might as
I'll
well be in
go.
Iraq for me. Fights might as well be in Iraq. I don't give a fuck.
Don't you find that interesting that he cares not one bit about going to a live UFC event, and it's become now a bit of a joke? It might as well be in Iraq for me. And hear how Chin saves him at the end.
You just don't go to fights. I know.
No, hell
that's
no.
fine. I can't imagine. Dude, if you went to a fight, you couldn't even walk around. It would be horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch at home.
Yeah.
That's not the reason why he doesn't go to fights, Chin. That's not the reason why he's not going to fights. He's not going to fight because he's going to get mobbed. He's not going to fights because he knows, again, we know this to be a fact because Dana White, as much as a great businessman that he is a vindictive, petty motherfucker. I could imagine a scenario where Dana White gets knowledge that Brendan's in the fucking arena, right? And he legitimately gets him escorted out of the building. He gets security guards to go over to his seat and tell him to get the fuck out. Like, Dana's a fucking psycho like that. So that's why he doesn't want to do it. Or he doesn't want to be in a position where he tries to buy a ticket and the UFC deny him. Do you know what I mean? That's super embarrassing. And then Dana blasts it out of social. Get fucked. You're never coming to my shows again. You're dead to me type of thing. So that's why Brendan doesn't go. He's not that he doesn't go because he doesn't want to get mobbed by the fans and stuff. No, it's because he knows if he tries to step foot in the UFC arena, Dana will definitely get some of his big security guards to chuck him out just for the sake of it. Yo, big up Austin Casey.
Bopper is the type of guy to watch Exit through the gift shop and then claim he has been balls deep into Bakesy since he was 5 years old.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Big up Austin Casey. I don't know. Maybe it's the Christian in me and I'm just too not forgiving and soft, but I genuinely did think that car show will be like, not a chance to turn a new leaf, but just like, it's different, isn't it? It's a fresh start. It's in a different sort of like category, niche, whatever field, right? I'm assuming there's not probably a lot of overlap between car people and like stand-up comedy scene. I don't think there's a lot of overlap. So you legitimately got a fresh start, to maybe get some new fans, whatever it may be. And then you get a vlog with like free baked in ads. And I'm not even sure. I didn't even check the description of the video, but I wonder, did he even disclose that there were ads in that video? Did he disclose it? Probably not. He just goes. He probably didn't even clearly disclose that they were fucking paid ads on that fucking video vlog thing that they were doing. Absolutely heinous. Absolutely heinous. But yeah, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? Okay, cool. So moving on from that one, we got that. What did we do there? We did the Brendan. Doesn't want to go to live shows. Oh, we got this one. This is pretty good. This is pretty funny. But for those of you out there who are suffering from mental health issues, this might be a little bit of a trigger, because Brendan is not the most. He doesn't have the most. He's not the most empathetic when it comes to that sort of stuff. Let's see this. Brendan has some very interesting views on mental health. So if you're suffering from it, you might be a little bit triggered from this. Just to give you a bit of a trigger warning, because this was a very callous rant from him, to be honest, especially considering the stuff he's been through. But hey, let's just hear Brendan's opinion, right? Brendan's opinion on fucking mental health, because this is going to be very interesting. I swear to God, you guys are gonna love this one. Let's see. Is that 45, 47? Cool. Let's go.
Okay, guys, Lane Kiffin got a little grumpy in the locker room. He was trying to get a hold of this player. This player didn't want to show up. And after a couple weeks of trying to get him to come to the locker room, he finally did. And this is what Lane had to say.
If you would have come here when you kept getting messages, the head coach wants to talk to you, and you saying, I'm not ready to talk to him.
I wasn't.
Well, what world do you live in?
I don't see why you gotta be disrespectful, honestly.
Get out of here. Go. You're off the team. You're done. See ya.
Because I...
See ya. Go. And guess what? We can kick you off the team. So go read your rights about mental health. We can kick you off the team for not showing up. When the head coach has to meet with you and you don't show up for weeks, okay, we can remove you from the team. It's called being a pussy. It's called hiding behind and not showing up to work. If you would have come here when you kept getting messages, the head coach wants to talk to you.
I think that's it, Jim. It's replaying it. I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either. Well,
if you don't show up for work,
was this kid recording the coach?
Yeah.
Of course
piece
he
of
was.
shit.
Of course.
That's what he's trying to do and get people to rally.
Is the guy, of course, going to get in trouble?
No, absolutely not.
Good.
Because it's
get out of here.
It's
fuck out of here.
Fucking sports.
Yeah, and also you're full of shit.
Those
you're
weak-minded individuals. It's just sports isn't for you. Yeah. You have mental health, all good, man. Yeah. Then don't play football. You just can't. Don't play on that team. Christ. No one's allowing you to play football is a privilege.
Also, I'm sorry, but you may have mental health. Totally understand. It doesn't mean you don't show up to talk to the coach.
No.
You sorry. And by the way, if
how many people lean into the mental health thing?
You can't be on the.
That's why if I'm Lane, I'm going. If your mental health is so bad, don't be on the fucking football.
You don't want a head injury.
That paid for your college tuition and gave you all this notoriety. This is a privilege, and if you can't show up for a meeting, we have 30 other guys who will do it that don't have your weird struggle, dude.
Yeah, Jesus Christ! Off the team.
Weird struggle.
He's leaning into the mental health thing, and then he's recording it so he gets sympathy. But he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
He's just he's a little spoiled baby.
These spoiled brats are in for a rude awakening when they think they can lean into the mental health side of things in sport.
Well, so are
spoiled brat, says one guy who's probably got a trust fund in his 50s.
So are kids in college. So are all these kids in college that major in things that don't matter and have been and believe that the world is victimizers.
But then they get in the real world, like, I can't make any money. It's like,
get the fuck out
nobody's
of here.
Gonna hire your dumbass.
Nobody likes you.
No.
You're just a shithead in general.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Okay, so that's what they had to say, right? So I had to do a bit of my research and find out what's going on, because I don't have any idea about fucking American sports. So I did my Googles, and from what I could see, I think it's this one, right? They explained. So this kind of gives an overview on what they were hearing. So it says as follows: Lane Kiffin, DeSanto Rollins recording explained. And obviously from the recording, what you can obviously overhear is this coach talking to this player, because this player has been absent from a few training sessions, and then it kind of, I guess, devolves into some sort of lawsuit. So let's get some sort of background into this. As Ole Miss prepares for the biggest game of 2023 schedule, a battle with the reigning national champions Georgia, coach Lane Kiffin finds himself embroiled in controversy. Rebels player DeSanto Rollins, this guy I'm assuming, right? DeSanto Rollins, filed a lawsuit in September accusing Kiffin and the football program of discrimination after he took a mental health break from the team. Kiffin filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit on Wednesday. Now audio recording from Rollins has been released, revealing a tense conversation Kiffin had with the junior. Here's what you need to know. Front Office Sports released the audio recording. While the start of the conversation will not be captured, you can hear him, and guess what? We can kick off the team, Rollins took time away from the Ole Miss football team, citing mental health from late February through to March. During that time, Kiffin made requests to meet the defensive tackle, but he's told Rollins wasn't ready to speak to him. The break came after Rollins was told he had to move from defensive tackle to scout team's offensive line, according to a lawsuit. When the head coach asks you to meet, you don't show up for weeks, we can remove you from the team. Rollins remains on the team, but has not appeared in the game this season. The lawsuit Rollins filed is a $40 million lawsuit against Kiffin in September, alleging that the coach racially discriminated against him, inflicted emotional distress. Additionally, Rollins claims Ole Miss discrimination him against the basis of sex. Rollins allegations, what? Additionally, Rollins claims Ole Miss discriminated against him on the basis of sex. What? Rollins' allegations stem from claims that white players who sought mental health breaks were not kicked off the team, and female student athletes who sought mental health breaks were not punished. Rollins is suing for negligence from Kiffin and Ole Miss. According to a lawsuit, Rollins' request for a mental health break came after he suffered severe depression, anxiety, frustration, embarrassment, humiliation, and loss of sleep, of appetite. After suffering from Achilles injury, Rollins suffered a concussion in 2022, and he suffered loss of a grandma in early 2023. So this guy's had a bit of a rough life, right? He's already got mental health issues, proper mental health issues, diagnosed fucking depression, and all these other injuries, and his grandmother passing. The leak of the audio is recorded by So, in general, if you look at this story from the outside in, you can sympathize maybe with both cases, but you could definitely argue that the coach was way out of line with how he responded to the player. There was no need for him to go so heavy in the initial conversation. Now, maybe we didn't see the first part of the convo. Maybe this guy did say something to trigger the coach, but he didn't need to go that hard on him. He could have been upset. Hey, man, I'm the coach. If I request for you to come and meet me, you need to meet me. Just tell me what's going on. I want to know what's happening. Like, let me know what's happening. How can I help you? But the way he attacked him as if he was doing it on purpose, like, it's like he immediately didn't believe the fact that he needed a fucking, a mental health break, as if it makes him weak, as if it meant it was kind of like, as if he was ducking training and his heart wasn't in it or something. It's like, no, he needed to take time away from football because his mind wasn't right, because he suffers from a fucking mental illness, and that's why he went to take some time away. Oh, sorry, mental, whatever, you know what I mean. So he didn't approach it with any kind of care, with any kind of sensitivity, with any kind of understanding, whatever. He just immediately kind of thought the worst of the kid and then kind of flew off the handle. And again, I don't think it's any way to talk to anybody. Number one, he didn't do anything wrong. Really and truly, the worst thing he did was just maybe not returning the guy's phone calls, but not returning your phone calls shouldn't elicit that sort of reaction, especially when you know why he didn't return the phone calls. That's the really heinous part about it. And if this kid can prove that his other white colleagues in the team, when they get mental health breaks, they don't get punished, or other girls don't get punished, then he's got a big case on his hands. He could definitely win the money, for sure, because chucking him off the team or not selecting him on the basis that he didn't turn up to a training thing is fucking crazy, to me, my personal opinion. But the way Brendan described it as his weird struggles, the way they both dismissed the struggle that he was going through, especially when you think about it this way, bear in mind this thing. Bear in mind, please, all of you that are watching, Brendan is the same guy who said that the fucking subreddit hurts his feelings. He can't use social media because he's afraid of what people might say or what he might read in comments. He's afraid of like engaging with the chat. Like all these sort of weird things that he's kind of got in his mind. You could maybe attribute those to like mental health issues. So why is his things you should feel sorry for, but with other people it's weird struggle stuff? This is the same guy that legitimately nearly had a panic attack when Bradley Martin tried to read the fucking live stream chat during a Fight Companion. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's really, really incredibly disrespectful, and unfortunate that he would say that, especially, again, when you consider the shit that he's gone through himself personally. You think he'd have a bit more empathy with that guy and understand where he's coming from, especially considering that his career didn't really work out in football, all these sort of things, because maybe that was part of the reason why he didn't really make it. Maybe there was a mental block there as well. Who knows? But the way that he went in on that kid was fucking heinous, to be fair. Really, really bad. But hey, no surprise, really. No surprise. No fucking surprise. Really and truly. And I love how fucking they're talking about, what you call it, being spoiled. Bryan Callen, the epitome of fucking a spoiled brat. Or the personification of somebody that's been spoiled. Who else in their age, having achieved absolutely nothing, can live the way that he lives? Come on, man. That's definitely someone that's been spoiled the majority of their lives. Like, let's not fucking rewrite history on that one. Next one, we got this as well. I saw this on the fucking I saw this on the subreddit. Can you load up, please? Are you gonna load or not? Yeah, I saw this on subreddit. So this is courtesy of the fucking New York Post. It says Aaron Rodgers sip pricey bourbon and smoke cigars at Vegas lounge before Jets game. And the first thing obviously that came to mind, what's happening with Bryan Callen? Sorry, what's happening with BRYAN and fucking and Tiger Thick? Do you remember that was the whole story? That Aaron Rodgers was gonna be buying Tiger Thick for, I don't know, licensing purposes or whatever, but we haven't heard anything so far. So was that story a lie? Like, what a weird elaborate lie to make up, isn't it? That he met Aubrey Marcus with Aaron Rodgers, and they went to some place and he didn't take a single picture with those two guys, and somehow within that meeting, Aaron Rodgers made it clear that he wanted to buy fucking Brendan's fucking whiskey company. Something seems fishy about this. Something seems really off about it. I have a feeling somebody's lying. I don't know who's the one lying, but so far we haven't really seen nothing from Tiger Thick, and Aaron Rodgers is still trying to recover from his injury. So I guess it is what it is on that one. Oh, honestly, man, that was one of the most interesting lies of Brendan in all time, innit? Aaron Rodgers is gonna invest in my whiskey. Why would Aaron Rodgers invest in your whiskey? Anyway, whatever. Move on. So let's watch this. This is courtesy of the channel Bachelors of Music. Let's see about this. It's called Bryan Callen's Complicated Apes. I'm actually curious to see what he thinks of it, because I remember I watched this when it dropped, actually. I think I watched this when it actually originally came out. So I'm curious to see what this guy thinks of it, because I actually thought it was not too bad. But let's see what he thinks, because there's a lot of like physical, I'm a man, like stupid stuff that he does, isn't it? So let's see what he thinks, because he does really good videos as well. So big up him. Come on, work. I just see who just commented.
Hello, YouTube.
The player needs a neck tattoo and he'll bounce back exactly. I just saw that. Exactly. If only he had a neck tattoo, a hand tattoo, something, man, or even a face tat, that would have definitely helped him get back on board. You know what I mean?
My name is Miles Anderson. I'm a professional joke explainer, and today I'm looking at a short clip of the comedian Bryan Callen, who's one of the best stand-up comedians working today.
All men are created equal.
I don't know how he does this, man. Honestly, I don't know how he does this. I don't know how he does this. The best comedian. You had to look at the camera like, not break character. One of the best comedians working today.
Not something you can prove mathematically or biologically.
Okay, so we've already got him set up here. He's sitting on the stool. It's always super funny when stand-up comedians sit on the stool, because, the art form is called stand-up comedy. And so by sitting on a stool, you're kind of turning the whole craft on its head. And people really notice this, and it takes a real master to sit on the stool like that.
He's such a
Normally, in comedy, again, too, comedians are very self-deprecating.
Exactly.
But Bryan Callen here is kind of making it clear. He's saying he has a huge penis, which kind of is his style of comedy. So the crowd is sort of expecting him to sort of talk himself up a bit. He's mentioned just in the first couple seconds here that he has an enormous penis and he owns his own plane.
Exactly.
So he's doing quite well for himself.
I was about to take my seat, and I noticed that this young lady I was about to sit next to was a little bigger than most.
Okay, so it sounds like he actually doesn't own this plane. It sounds like he's on a plane, but when he is on a public aircraft, he refers to it as his plane. Okay, so now he's being a bit...
I don't remember it being this bad, man. Maybe I was in a bit of a fucking... I don't remember it being that bad.
In his setup of how he's sitting, he's doing it instead of just describing that he's sitting on an airplane, he's being very funny in how he's saying that he reads a lot of intelligent literature, and he's also making an act out that he's sitting on the airplane seat, again, which is very funny. He's being more creative this way than instead of just saying he's sitting on an airplane, he's kind of in a hilarious way describing in detail how he's sitting. kind of making fun of that he's a bit of a health guru himself.
I can't do this anymore, man. This is gonna make my brain. See, I can't even say brain. It's gonna make my brain bleed. Fucking hell! I didn't think it was that bad. Jesus Christ! God Almighty, man. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No fucking thank you. Jesus Christ. Anyways, what else we got here to talk about? I think I've done most of the tabs, you know. I think the only thing I got left on the tabs, which I'll probably do tomorrow actually, I've got to do the Crystalia cooking show with BRYAN, innit? I've got to do that as well. So we'll probably watch that in full tomorrow. Or in a few hours later on today actually. We'll do that. We'll watch the Crystalia. Actually, should we watch that? I don't want to get struck down again, innit? These fucking guys on that channel are fucking annoying. But yeah, it's on YouTube. It should be okay. It should be okay. It's on YouTube. So we'll try and watch it again tomorrow. The Crystalia cooking show thing, right? We'll do that tomorrow. That one, yeah. What Uche's saying here? I'm surprised you never talk about the boogie. Yeah, I want to talk about it, but I don't know if people are going to be interested or not. I want to watch it. Actually, I haven't actually watched it in full. I need to watch the boogie and the DSP documentary in full. So I actually might want to do that on the stream, but I don't know if people are interested or if everyone's gonna run away like this is too boring. Because people already get annoyed when I talk about no jumper people. So I don't know if the boogie thing will be the same thing, but I want to check it out. But I don't know if the guys on here will like it or not. But I might do that tomorrow actually. Fuck it. I might do that tomorrow because there's not a lot of stuff to really check out. So I'll do the boogie and the DSP documentary tomorrow. And we'll do that and we'll get through that as well. But yeah, that's me for now, my friends. That's me for now. Actually, let me note it down as well. I'll write it down because I always forget this. Let me write it down as well. What am I gonna do? Boogie and DSP in it, right? Boogie, DSP, Boogie document, Boogie doc, DSP doc, and yeah, and that's it, innit? But yeah, big up everybody. Hopefully go for it. We've watched. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, MK. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay, cool. Boom. I'll do it. Because I haven't watched the Boogie doc yet in full, and I know it's really painful to watch. And I need to watch the DSP one also, Dark Side Field one. So I'll probably do those two back to back, and then we can go from there. But yeah, big up everybody for the most part for tuning in. Appreciate all of you guys. I'm gonna jet now. I need to get a bit of shut eye in before I head to the gym again in the morning. So please forgive me. But we will be back again later on for another bit of the show as well. So don't delay. But yeah, we'll be back very, very soon. But big up the stream chat. I appreciate all of you that are tuning in. Big up the Watcher, Uche, Andrew Taint, King Bayu, Boff McGee, Young Old Vibes, Forgive My Laughter, MKR, big up you, and everybody else that's been tuning in. I appreciate all of you for hanging in there with me, and we'll be back again. Yeah, don't get striked. Yeah, I'll try not to get striked, my guy. I'll try not to get striked. I'll try not to. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to put my review that I did of the fucking special, I'll just put that on Patreon, actually. So I'll make a post about it later because I think I downloaded it also. I'll put all that stuff up on the Patreon. So if you want to check it out, you can. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. I was playing with fire, to be fair, because it was paywall content. Do you know what I mean? Even though I paid for it, it is paywall content. You know what I mean? I should have done that. I shouldn't have done that, really. I was in the wrong. I was playing with fire there. Sorry about your friend Zinga. Yeah, big up, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Logos Focus. Appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate you. But anyway, for now, my friends, thank you for tuning in. Been a pleasure, never a chore. If you've enjoyed the stream, please make sure you like it down below. Make sure you like it. Give me a like. Give me a signal if you enjoyed it. And of course, I'll be adding I'll be adding timestamps and stuff to the stream later on, so check those out as well. But for now, my friends, be easy, be safe, and I'll see all you guys again very, very soon. Peace.